Boom! We are live. I had to unmute myself, but we are here. Welcome to a CobraCast mini. A lot to talk about, a lot to get into. And yes, we're looking at it right there. The Kamala collapse is happening in real time. But before we get into all of that, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Good to see all the peeps here. And a lot to cover. I actually wanted to go live yesterday. But I just had way too much going on. It was the one day that I was trying to get some other stuff done. So 2 CobraCasts today are happening. That's right. We're going to get this one, and then we're going to get a regular one a little bit later, because that's how we roll, peeps. That's how we roll, okay? Yes, there is currently a hurricane. Jeremy's loud. Hang on. Let's see here. Let me do the audio. Maybe adjust audio. There we go. How about that? Is that better? Testing. Jeremy's always loud? Okay, well, that's fair. Can you try muting yourself, says Harley Dave. CobraCast in the afternoon, that's right. Jeremy muted is the best, Jeremy. All good? Okay, I took echo cancellation off. Usually when I'm using this camera, my audio is out of sync a little bit, but I turned all of that bullshit off on StreamYards. So hopefully this camera is going to work okay. We shall see. Who knows, right? Who knows? But it doesn't matter. We got a lot to talk about today. The Kamala collapse is happening in real time. And why is that happening? Well, it's happening for many different reasons, but ultimately we have to pretend that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because we're still a month away from the election and anything can happen. They've already tried to assassinate President Trump multiple times. They've raided Mar-a-Lago. They've arrested him. They've indicted him. They're willing to throw anything at him. And so while it is obviously it's good to see, it doesn't really matter. That's the whole point. We have to pretend that we are losing. But you have to ask yourself, why exactly is this happening? Well, there's multiple reasons why it's happening. One of the main reasons it's happening is because Kamala's talking, which is single-handedly the worst thing that this woman can do. The worst thing she can do is talk. And here she is talking. Let's just say it's bad.
What is it that is, to coin a phrase, great about America and that kindles your love for it?
There's so much. There's so much. And you're right. And I have the blessing and privilege of traveling all over our country. And in particular, in these years where we have witnessed so-called leaders attempting to create division between us, I meet people who are just the people who are the ones who are the most optimistic about what is possible, who believe in each other, who understand that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. People who, you know, when people are out there protesting, you know what, God love them, because we have a nation that says that we will allow freedom of speech, freedom of association. And for the most part, we all stand for that, even if we agree to disagree.
If the audio is too low for some of you to hear it, just consider yourself lucky. I have it turned up as loud as I can turn it up. But just understand, it's cringe. It's bad. She's not good at this. She's objectively terrible at this in every single way. My goodness, it is unreal how bad she is at this. It is amazing. If I was trying to be as bad as her at this, I'm not sure I would be able to accomplish it. It's really incredible. So she just keeps running her mouth, and trust me, it's bad. And you can be thankful that you're not actually listening to what she's having to say. Now, there is the other element of this, which is, well, what we saw just a few days ago in Butler, because that is actually turning the tide big time. And the, let's see, the appearance of Elon Musk at the Trump rally, where Trump returns to Butler, where he was shot at, has been monumental for the campaign. And if you look at this right here, Trump surges to a nearly double-digit lead over Kamala Harris on political betting platform Polymarket. The surge happened almost immediately after Trump held his Butler, Pennsylvania rally with Elon Musk. The surge comes as Trump gets a rush of positive developments, and it's just been very, very good for President Trump these last few days. And that's been one of the biggest pieces to this puzzle right now. That Butler rally was huge. That Butler rally made a huge difference. And then we just get this news, which I will say from the source it is coming from, I'm not sure. I've already said this leading report account just says a lot of shit sometimes, but leading report tweets out, breaking, Elon Musk will reportedly campaign with former President Trump several times this month. Now, we did get reports that President Trump is going to be on the campaign trail a lot. Let me see if I can find that one as well, because that's obviously good news. If you've got Trump like committed to the campaign trail, I think it's every single day. If I can find that tweet, because I know I bookmarked it. I've been bookmarking a lot of stuff lately just because I knew there was a lot that we had to talk about. Where was it? I can't find it specifically, but yeah, right here. Again, it's from that leading report account, so you never know if it's true or not from this garbage account. But breaking, former President Trump will reportedly hit the campaign trail almost every single day in the month leading up to the November 5th with rallies, speaking engagements, interviews, and more. The reason I share that is because that's 100% believable. That's 100% believable. That's what he's doing right now. The man is a machine. He's unstoppable. It's absolutely incredible that he just, at his age, with everything he's been through, and yet he continues to power through. And we are seeing the Kamala collapse right before our very eyes. But of course, listen, you can think, hey, he's 78. You know, he's getting older. He is a young, vibrant man.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho
man, yeah. So, hey, he's a young, vibrant man. 6'3", 215 pounds, ripped, shredded, peak alpha male physique. You don't have to like it, but that's just the truth of the matter right there. President Trump, peak alpha male status right there. So all of these things are leading to just an incredible momentum bump for President Trump. On top of that, Elon Musk was at the game last night, the Steelers game. Guess what? They didn't mention him. They did not mention him at all. So Antonio Brown called it out. Let's see here. Antonio Brown accuses NBC. Oh, shit, I didn't share it. Right here. Antonio Brown accuses NBC of plotting against Donald Trump supporter Elon Musk at the Cowboys-Steelers game. NBC's coverage of the Dallas Cowboys' win over the Pittsburgh Steelers has been accused of intentionally shunning Elon Musk. The ex-chief whipped Pittsburgh fans into a frenzy as he attended Sunday night's primetime game a day after joining Donald Trump on stage in Pennsylvania. Despite the 53-year-old attendance at the Steelers' Week 5 matchup, Musk failed to receive the Taylor Swift treatment as NBC coverage didn't appear to show him in the stands. So there you go right there. They show the fucking Daily Mail's ads are out of control, dude. I can't do it. I'm getting off of that site. My God, man. It's absolutely insane the amount of ads on that website. But so as an NFL fan, as a football fan, every time Taylor Swift is at a game, they constantly show her every single second of the fucking game. Whereas Elon Musk shows up, the richest man in the world, and one of, if not the most famous people in the world, and they don't even mention him. So very, 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 very butthurt they are. And I'm glad Antonio Brown continues to call it out. Antonio Brown has been kind of leading a lot of the effort right now on the ground to try to get the word out to get registered to vote, to support President Trump, to support Elon Musk, and it's been really, really good. Now, one of the key states involved is Pennsylvania. It's kind of the key state. And breaking, Trump's lead over Kamala just hit an all-time high in Pennsylvania. So right there, odds he wins are ahead by 12% now. 12%. And that to me this is more important than any of it. And I think Elon Musk even tweeted that out last night, where he talked about how important it was to follow the betting market. Let me see if I can find that right here. So here's Elon. Trump now leading Kamala by 3% in the betting markets, more accurate than polls as actual money is on the line. So I say all of this to say this means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. We are still a month out. Yes, momentum is huge. Yes, people are excited. Yes, we can feel the MAGA energy building, but it means nothing if we get complacent. It means nothing if we don't stay the course. And that is the most important aspect to take away from all of this is stay the course. Do not get complacent and pretend that you're down 28-3. We are the New England Patriots. They are the Atlanta Falcons. This is the Super Bowl, and we have to pretend that we are down 28-3. That's it right there. End of discussion. So don't get caught up in a lot of the momentum. Don't get caught up in all of that. Just understand that stay the course. That's the most important thing right there. We've got Alden the Blue for 10 says all she and the current administration had to do was pretend for 5 minutes that they cared for the American people. Instead, they showed 100% apathy and malice towards the victims and those that would help. Absolutely. And you know what's about to happen here in the state of Florida? State of Florida, we have a hurricane right now that is, I don't know how updated this one is. So it is it is a Category 5 hurricane right now. And this is one of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded. Now, it is going to weaken before it makes landfall, but this is still a historic hurricane right now. Hurricane Milton is a historic hurricane, and it is one of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded in the Gulf. Now, it will fall apart a little bit before it makes landfall, but it's still going to be a very dangerous storm. It's not going to affect me here in Pensacola, but it is going to hit Tampa directly, or at least on the current path, it's going to hit Tampa directly. And then it's going to move into Central Florida, which is Orlando. And there's cause for concern for many different reasons on that front. Now, what you're going to see, this storm right now is slowly moving, but it's going to start speeding up. And the best thing about this storm is that it's going to be over in just a small amount of time because it's a fast-moving storm. But after it goes through, you're going to see Ron DeSantis actually respond like a leader, like a true governor, like someone that cares about the people in his state. And it's going to make the North Carolina situation look even worse by comparison because DeSantis is going to handle this situation like a professional, and it's going to show how bad the Democrats are at this. That's ultimately what we're going to see right here. So that's going to be something to pay attention to over the next few days. And I hope everybody is, definitely keeping an eye on this and getting the proper precautions if needed. Lady Wendelin says it's up to him. He hit me up. Don't pay him. Oh, God, what is this? Oh, no. God. It's up to him. He hit me up. Don't pay him any attention. Just cried my tears for 3 good years. You can't be mad at me because if you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it. Trump 2024. It's like, what the fuck is happening? I didn't know where that one was going, Lady Windblin. I'm like, what are you talking about? Is that some kind of Kamala nonsense? Woo! I didn't know where that one was going. Adam Rice says Jeremy is so fruity that he has taken up, was that a cocksmithering as a hobby? He guides tallywhackers. Hail, Snake Pit. It was hard to send this, by the way. I know it. Fantastic for Snock says, is it me or does that chart look like a vag? Probably you and me and everybody else. Rune Fang says, I tell my friends I get all of my political news from an amazing, highly professional gay dude from Alabama whose parents may be brother and sister. The people that like don't know anything about this show and hear people describe it, they must have horrible opinions of me, dude. A Cyberhunk returns says, do you think they would fake bad polls to make the MAGA crowd overconfident and diminish Trump voter turnout? Also, I think Walz is hurting her. I mean, to some extent, yes, but the betting market, no. The betting market is actual money. And so that's not being faked. I mean, ultimately, Trump, it's not that hard to figure out that Trump is in a better position than he has ever been in. Ever. Like, he's more popular than he's ever been right now. He's got more support than he's ever had right now. He's got more high-profile people supporting him than he's ever had right now. He's had more coverage than he's ever had right now. So he's clearly in a better position than he's ever been. He's clearly in a better position. There's no doubt about that. The betting market is also an emotionally driven one. That is very true as well. I agree with that. The dude says, Jeremy, do you prefer to identify as a single cigarette or a pile of cigarettes? Seriously, though, everyone get out and vote. Hail the snake pit. Thank you. Jessica Avery says, you should watch the Asman vid about Poland sometimes. Poland or Portland? We need to follow their example. Poland? Okay, Poland then. Mac Jerry says, I saw a good Murder, She Wrote episode today. It was one where Joe Scarborough kills his intern. Great episode. Great episode. Let's see here. Atomic Patriot says, Kamala Harris will destroy America if she wins. Well, it'll be Barack Obama that destroys America in his fourth term. Argo says, low volume, Colbert clip, i.e. My favorite Star Wars is all the Star Wars, especially Freedom to Form, Who's Your Daddy podcast, Kamala. Well, look, what's the Call Her Daddy? Is that the name of the podcast you went on? That's one of the most popular podcasts in the entire country. So people can say whatever they want, but like it is one of the most popular podcasts for sure. So I know a lot of people are dismissing that, and that's probably not the smartest idea considering how popular it is. But it just, the more she talks, the worse it is. That's ultimately all it comes down to. Brockatron says, my football coaches would always say at halftime, even if we're winning, it may be 28-0, but treat it like a tie game. Treat the Trump lead as an op. Yeah, exactly. That's all we got to do. BT Wicks says, let's see, Lady Quinn, I can fix you. Hit me up. Luis R says, CobraCast. Come for the hot Italian, stay for the gay. Boomer and Bob says, my family thinks you prepare yourself before topics. Also, Snake Eyes Origins or Harris. I'm going to have to say Snake Eyes Origins, but the fact that I even had to think about it should just show you how bad that movie is, okay? It's the fact that I even had to think about it first, just so, I needed to justify how bad that movie is. In terms of prep, no. I bookmark a few things that I see on my Twitter timeline, and that's it. I do no preparation whatsoever. That's why 50% of the time I sound like a complete fucking retard, and the other 50% of the time I sound like I know what I'm talking about. But no preparation. No preparation at all for me. Eric K says, do not underestimate the 20 million plus illegals getting a free ride and voting Dem. They all got ballots. Nothing will happen to them or Dems. Yeah, I mean, we pointed that out before, and that's 100% accurate. Phantasmus Knox says, my friend asked me why I watch people like you. It's a valid question. I told her that people like you cover the news better than the mainstream news with as little BS as possible. Well, the other way to look at it is when people ask you, like, why would you watch someone like him? And you can just say, because he's so retarded, it makes me feel better about myself. That's a good angle too. And I'm sure that a portion of our audience feels that way too. They're like, look, I had a bad day. I'm stressed out. And then I watch this idiot. And for some reason, he's successful on YouTube. And if he can make it, I damn sure can. That's a good way to look at it. But thank you, Fantastic Mr. Knox. Cora just says, have you seen Benny with Trump and Kamala cutouts in public? It's hilarious. Also, I hope you figs are safe for round 2 hurricane. Much love from San Antonio 199. No, I haven't seen that one in particular. If it's on his Twitter account, I'll check it out, though. I have not seen it. Philip Floyd says, registering voters is only half the battle. We also have to get them to actually vote. 1,000%. Johnny the Wife Beater said, did you just see North Carolina? Let's see. Black heli sabotage. I didn't see that. BT Wick says, voting decline in Ohio. Register to vote. Hope y'all are doing the same, especially in swing states. Ohio plus 10 for Trump right now. Yeah, so we are less than a month now. We are less than a month from the general election. Can't believe that, man. And time is going to fly because I'm probably going to be live at least every day or every other day. I'm probably going to be live every day in some capacity talking about all the stuff that is going on right now. Real Stream Hero says Trump wins. We have world peace. Kamala wins and we start a militia group and take America back to 1776 style. Let's see, we will never be a communist country. Mike says, Jeremy, are you in Florida? I know Jay is. What is going on with that hurricane? Stay safe. God bless America. Hail Mage 199, Trump 2024. I am nowhere near the current path of the hurricane as it currently stands right now. I'm nowhere near that. But Orlando is, and everybody's taking the proper preparations for sure. Vault 95 says, don't get complacent with good polls for Trump in Pennsylvania. Remember 2022 midterms? Polls predicted a red flood. Good polls were weaponized to keep Trump supporters from voting. Go vote. Yeah, 100%. That's why 28-3 is the mindset. Got to stay on that mindset. No doubt about that. All right, there was a couple other things I wanted to discuss really quickly. Give me just a moment, and I will pull that up. It's wild right now, the amount of stuff going on. Now, so the Call Her Daddy podcast. Let me look, because I haven't confirmed this for myself, but I want to see what type of ratio is on the Kamala Harris one. Vice President Kamala Harris. That's not it, right? No, that's not it. The full thing. Where is it at? The full interview with Kamala. Do they not even have the full interview posted? Really? They don't even have the full interview posted. Well, the interview right here, boom. 21,000 downvotes. 21,000 downvotes to 6,600 upvotes. That's how popular Kamala Harris is right there. On one of the most popular podcasts in the country, Kamala Harris goes on there and it is ratioed to hell. Ratioed to hell. There you go. Good job, Kamala. Good job indeed. We all believed in you, Kamala. That was for 14 hours ago. So this has like 170,000 views in 19 hours. Dude, Gary gets like 400,000 views in a few hours. Here you have Vice President Kamala Harris. That apparently is going to be the most popular person in the history of politics. 170,000 views on a podcast that has nearly 1 million views, or 1 million subscribers. Call Her Daddy has like 1 million subscribers. Let me show you guys everything really quick. Right there. So the Call Her Daddy podcast has nearly 1 million subscribers. And this has 170,000 views in 19 hours. And it's ratioed to hell. No one likes this woman. No one likes her. Access Hollywood has a video on it. Let's see what that one looks like. That one's ratioed on the Access Hollywood. Access Hollywood, with their 2 million subscribers, has 100,000 views in 18 hours. This has 12,000 downvotes to 3,500 upvotes. This woman is incredibly unlikable. This woman is incredibly unlikable. This is fantastic. Now, you've got MSNBC losing their mind, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. Hayden Wayne for 20 says, Jeremy, I just tagged you in the unmarked helicopters seemingly sabotaging supplies for hurricane relief. All right, I'll check that out. Thank you. Mazza Apocalypse says, Jeremy, you're gay. Please make sure Beep has her floaties just in case things get bad. And make sure you feed Drunk 3PO. Abuga. The Clapper Chief says, check out the ratio in the comments on the podcast. Just did. Oh, oh, yeah. Let me actually go to the comments. That's a good one. So we have to go back. Okay. Now let's. All right. Holy crap. Selective service is required for all men to sign up. Millions of American men have died forcibly at the hands of the government. That is in response to her saying that I guess there was a question about, like, are there any laws that put men in danger or something like that? And she said no. How long before these comments get disabled? I see why Portnoy dumped this train wreck. Thank you. The comment section is restoring my faith in humanity. Look, guys, I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood. People in North Carolina and Tennessee are dying, begging for help, and this is the best they get. Woo! Man, she is getting cooked. Cooked. Absolutely awesome. The disconnect from these two women is disgusting. We have thousands died from Helena aftermath. Homes destroyed, everything gone, and they're worried about killing babies. We all just came here for the comments. Oh my gosh, this is glorious right here. I was not expecting this. I felt like because this podcast has such a massive fan base, I felt like that they would drown out anybody criticizing. I was wrong. I was wrong. Swig of water for the working man. That is fantastic to see. Listening to this made me embarrassed to be a woman. I am not oppressed. Stop trying to make women feel like victims. We're not in the 50s. Woo! Cooked, baby! Currently 5,000 upvotes, 13,000 downvotes. Holy crap, man. I'm embarrassed for her. What a goofy woman. I've never met someone who can say so many words without actually saying anything. As a lifelong female Democrat voter, this interview convinced me to vote for Trump. Kamala is not one of us. Let's go. Y'all never heard of the draft? At least 1 million American men have died while under. Yeah, exactly. Like, that was something that a lot of people started pointing out with yesterday when this clip started going viral. And again, Kamala talks, bad things happen. She's stupid. She's dumb. She is the poster child of a DEI hire. That's who Kamala Harris is. She's the poster child. Disgusting. How can you make this many people dislike you so fast? Let's see. The cringe and lip service is off the charts. Declines Ramsey, but goes on call her daddy. Yeah, so Kamala Harris declined going on Dave Ramsey's show to go here. These comments are everything, LOL. Let me see if I can blow this up a little more so you guys can read some of these with me. Is that enough? There we go. There. You should probably read that now. What happened to the 40-minute interview? Y'all ain't like the amount of thumbs down? Yeah, so they won't put the full interview up, apparently. We are all dumber after watching this. The dumbest questions and the dumbest non-answers. And look, ultimately what this comes down to is YouTube is the town square. It's the internet town square. This is where the majority of people are. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world. Next to Google. YouTube is the number 2 most visited website in the world. Next to, I guess if you want to say Google. But this is where everybody's at. When Donald Trump has an interview, guess what happens? Even being suppressed by YouTube gets millions and millions and millions of views with a 98 to 99% positive like to dislike ratio. When Kamala Harris does an interview with an extremely popular podcast, downvoted to hell, nobody cares, and they're embarrassed to upload the full video. This is amazing. The amount of dislikes gives me hope for America. Pulled this up just to dislike it. Even Hillary Clinton would go down. Let's see, this far to do an wouldn't to do an interview with Call Her Daddy just 30 days from a U.S. election. I'm convinced Kamala Harris is a robot just because she says the same things over and over again, regardless of the question that's actually asked. I gotta listen to now. I want to hear this. It's like a 7-minute clip. I actually want to hear how bad it is. Like, I got to hear how bad this is.
Former President Trump recently told women, "You will be protected and I will be your protector." What do you make of that?
So he who, when he was president, hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the...
Yeah, that's his job as the fucking president. You realize that, right? You realize that is his job as the president, right? Is she stupid?
intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did just as he intended. And there are now 20 states with Trump abortion bans, including bans that make no exception for rape or incest, which we just discussed, which means that you're telling a survivor of a crime of a violation to their body they don't have a right to make a decision about what happens to their body next, which is immoral.
Do you mean how you Democrats tried to push vaccine mandates? Is that the type of thing where you're talking about telling people that they don't have the right to do with their body what they want? Do you have, like, if the person that runs this podcast, and I can't remember her name, but if she was an actual good interviewer, like, do you have that same energy? Madam Vice President, do you have that same energy for vaccine mandates? Didn't you support vaccine mandates? Didn't you do that?
So this is the same guy that is now saying that. This is the same guy who said that women should be punished for having abortions. This is the same guy who uses the kind of language he does to describe women. So, yeah, there you go.
What? You guys uploaded that? That was her answer? Holy shit. She didn't know what to say.
This is the same guy who uses the kind of language he does to describe women. So, yeah, there you go.
Why did you guys upload that? She malfunctioned. She was like, wait, yeah, there you go. What? Wow. We're only a minute 9 into this. And that, out of the 40-minute interview, is that the best opening they could have given with this?
I do want to focus on abortion for a moment because 2 years ago, Roe v. Wade was overturned and women lost their constitutional right to an abortion. I put out an episode about it. I flew to North Carolina. Yeah. I went to a preferred women's health center. I met with women that were getting screamed at and chanted at and called baby killers. And it was the most eye-opening experience I've ever had because I am a privileged white woman that lives in Los Angeles and I am so aware of that. I understand that a lot of the younger generation sees things online and is like, what is right? What is wrong? What is real? What is not? Can you explain and talk about what is actually happening to abortion access right now in this country?
Yeah. So again, I thank you for what you've been doing and at the earliest stage of this and following.
I want to confirm this, okay? I need to confirm it before I say it because if I'm wrong, you know what? I'll pull it up. I'll pull something up, and but it'll tell you everything you need to know about the person that runs this podcast. I will immediately make everybody in my chat despise her and lose 100% respect for her. Okay? You want to know what the rumor is? And the reason I say rumor is because I've got an article pulled up claiming it's a rumor. I think it's true. But you ready? Are you ready? Her name's Alex Cooper, right? Am I right about that? I think that this girl's name is Alex Cooper. Am I right? What's her fucking name? Alex Cooper. Okay, her name's Alex Cooper. You ready to have lost all respect for this chick? Alex Cooper clears up the rumor that she slept with Logan Paul.
About a year ago, I sucked someone's penis.
Just once. Just one time.
Just one time. It was for a business meeting.
What? You did it at the meeting?
Wait, what? Yes, it actually happened according to our founding father, Alex Cooper. So according to her, she slept with Logan Paul. That's who Kamala Harris is talking to right now.
Following the stories. So, you know, on public policy, I often tell my team, look, I don't want to hear about public policy is a fancy kind of speech or paper. Tell me how it'll affect a real person. So let's talk about how it affects a real person.
Well, again, so she claimed it was, I think there was more to it about like that she actually did sleep with him. I understand she said she sucked his dick, but yeah, apparently she slept with him too. Either way, regardless if it was the act that she claimed it was or anything to do with Logan Paul is an immediately just, you lose all credibility. There's not a person, like, I'll be honest with you right now. I respect Beyonce more than I respect Logan Paul. That's the truth. I respect Beyonce more than I respect Logan Paul.
The majority of women who receive abortion care are mothers. So if she's in a state, and by the way, every state in the South, except for Virginia, has an abortion ban. Okay? So imagine she's in a state with an abortion ban. 1 out of 3 women are, by the way, in our country. And she's a mom. So she's going to have to figure out, one, God help her if she has affordable childcare. God help her if she has paid.
I can't do this anymore, guys. I can't do this anymore. This is so bad. As you've seen right there, the like to dislike ratio on this video is legendary. It's only going to get worse because no one likes Kamala Harris, but I can't keep watching this shit. Okay? There's not enough super chats in the world. And if I was a good grifter, I would keep playing it until someone sent me a big enough super chat to turn it off. If I was a good grifter. But I care about my audience enough to not do that to you. So I will turn this off without grifting it because I care about my audience that much because we have the best audience here. So I'm turning that off. Not even going to grift it, okay? Not even going to grift it because I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. Let's see. We got, Lady Nightmare says, communications are coming back in Western North Carolina with videos coming out from survivors and rescuers. Now suddenly posts are popping up on social media claiming it's all fake news and causing distrust of rescue workers. What the fuck? Hail the 199. Ultimately, the best way I can explain this, and again, you guys told me that we have a Democratic governor, right, in North Carolina, right? Is that true? We have a Democratic governor, right, in North Carolina. This is the difference in having a Republican, and you're going to see this. And again, I've had my criticisms of Ron DeSantis, but it's not of him being the governor of Florida. You're going to see the difference in a Republican versus a Democrat right there. And if you live in a state where you have a Democrat leading your state, then this is the risk you run. Roy Cooper. It's really that simple, man. And I'm hoping more and more people start realizing just how bad Democrats are. They're terrible people. They're terrible leaders, and they do not have your best interest in mind. Alan Hines says, hey, Bob, just tried to scan your QR code there at the upper right and got a notice that the campaign was disabled for some reason. Also, YouTube's blocking super chats from my iPhone. Salty Army. I don't know if we had that one enabled or not. We were working on getting one enabled to take you to our either a locals page or website or something. I'll double check and see. I know we were working on that for a while. So thank you. And YouTube, they're stopping you from sending. Sometimes you have to log out of the app and log back in, and it'll let you. But thank you for the 20. I appreciate it. Eric John says Jessica Alba stumping for Kamala today, not hot. Yeah, that's the two quickest ways to make a hot chick not hot is to one, vote Democrat, two, to smoke cigarettes. That's it. Like those right there, you're out. You're out at that point. Vote Democrat, smoke cigarettes. That's the easiest way for a hot chick to lose 5 points off the top. 5 points off the top. And you can go from a 10 all the way to a 5. That's it. The Bastards Network says, yeah, these psychos want civil war, and I'm ready. Maz Apocalypse says, this is the same party that echoes we aren't taking your rights away at the same time. California violates 1A, IL, and MA. Illinois and Massachusetts stripping to A. All Democrat run same. Yep. Brown Guy just says, the border czar has let convicted rapists across the border. So, yeah, there you go. Corges says, I want Roe v. Wade back to abort seeing this clip. Obi-Wan Bon Jovi. All the single ladies. Seriously, though, when did the Democrats become the party of sluts anyway? I feel like I missed something. Hillary probably had something to do with that. Hayden Wayne says, for anyone wondering, Call Her Daddy was started by this Alex chick just so she could talk about her experiences in sex as a star. What is it? Oh, read backwards. Oh, okay. It was all about sex and girl talk. Okay, got you. I was wondering where you were going with that one. Yeah, and it was part of Barstool. And then something happened, like she got a big offer from Spotify or something like that and left Barstool. Chris Ward says, thank you, Jeremy. I am 25 IQ points dumber for having watched this interview. Got to go reply to that Trump PA rally. Yeah, ma'am. Hey, when you listen to Kamala, you do get a little dumber. That is the truth, unfortunately. Schrodinger's chat says, how is murdering an unborn baby in the womb reproductive health care? Seems like that's the exact opposite of reproducing. Nandy says, reproductive rights is the right to choose not to have sex. Lenny says, the same people who want abortion rights are the same people who can't keep their legs closed. Fantastic. Mr. Knox says, had a discussion with a friend about Kamala. She says that America needs a new leader. I showed her a Kamala interview. She then says Trump speaks better and that Kamala speaks like a drunk tard. Your friend would be correct. I mean, Trump is all you need to like. By the way, MSNBC had a little bit of a meltdown. Let's watch this really quickly. Watch this.
Yeah, Rubio is a good case study of this phenomenon. I mean, he clashed with Trump some during the 2016 primary, we remember. After Trump was elected president, he largely fell in line, but did break with him on a few things, on some foreign policy issues, as well as on the Intel committee. He would occasionally separate himself from Trump. Those days are over. And some of this may have been his ill-fated bid to be Trump's vice president. We know he was in the final 3 or 4 candidates for that. It's also his read on Florida, which is becoming increasingly Trumpified, and clearly he thinks he can't break with Trump at all if he wants to have an electoral future there. So Andrew Ross Sorkin, another person who has decided not to break with Donald Trump at all, is Elon Musk. And I will say that Elon Musk is perhaps the world's leading spreader of disinformation, including outright lies about
Holy crap, man.
About hurricane relief, about illegal immigrants. We've seen him do that in the last couple of weeks. And then on Saturday, he steps on stage with Donald Trump with one of the less athletic leaps I've ever seen as he bounded his way on stage with Trump. Tell us, and then spoke briefly on the former president's behalf. Tell us about that moment and what sort of he does not have much of a vertical, Mr. Musk.
Are you kidding me, man? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Right here, Elon Musk tweets this out. Victory is not enough. It must be an absolutely decisive victory. Absolutely well said, Elon. That is 100%. That is 100% what it has to be. It can't be just like, oh, I barely got it. No. It's got to be like a This has to be an overwhelming, huge win for Trump. Here we go. Okay, this might be a little bit longer CobraCast than I was anticipating. This might be a little bit longer because Tucker Carlson just dropped a interview with Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen. So I think I need to retitle this one. I don't think this is going to be a CobraCast mini. I think we're going to be here for a little while. Elon Musk. Let's see. Let me title this Tucker Carlson interview. Okay. Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson interview. Boom. Now I need a new thumbnail really quick, so you got to give me a second on that one. Here we go, though. Let's listen in.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
Okay. That is an awesome way to start. If he loses, you're fucked, dude.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
Holy crap. That is the way you hook an audience right there.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Well, I see my children. I don't know.
because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but you know,
I have no plausible deniability. No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Oh, I know.
Well, the Kamala puppet, I call it. You know? The machine that the Kamala puppet represents.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted, which is like nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless.
Holy shit, Elon! What is happening? What is happening? Elon is on it, bro.
You can't just be like,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Well, I see my children. I don't know.
Because it's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but you know, I have
no plausible deniability. No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Oh, I know.
Well, the Kamala puppet, I call it. You know? The machine that the Kamala puppet represents.
Yeah, she's irrelevant. I mean, she's not even.
No. I made a joke which I realized I deleted, which is like nobody's even bothering to try to kill Kamala because it's pointless. What do you achieve? Nothing.
No, it's totally
just find
right.
another puppet.
Exactly. That's
It's no point in killing.
deep and true, though.
Nobody's trying to kill Joe Biden. It would be pointless.
Totally. You actually put that up?
Yeah. Now, some people interpreted it as though I was calling for people to assassinate her, but I was like, no, even I was like, doesn't it seem strange that no one's even bothered? Try.
It's not worth it.
I mean,
There's an endless supply.
I'm like,
Holy shit, dude. This man is an absolute mad lad. What is happening? Elon is so all in on Trump at this point that it's hard to even comprehend it. I can't believe how all in he is. Like, I never would have imagined this would happen. And yet here we are. So, wow. Holy crap. What a timeline we're in, man.
like nobody would. It's absurd.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna try to. Nobody tries to assassinate a puppet.
Of course not. A marionette.
Yeah, marionette. It's just like. It's
hilarious.
What? She's safe. Like, I like to try to kill Trump twice with actual guns and bullets. He shot in the ear right in fucking Butler where I was, and
he doesn't seem rattled. It's weird. Does he to you?
Doesn't seem what?
Rattled.
He's the constitution of an ox, it seems. So it's not like working out and eating healthy. And he's
Okay, we gotta tape this.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, good.
he's not like, let me eat another salad. That's not. No, or work out, fastidiously. That's I feel like how he doesn't work out, and he eats, cheeseburgers and Diet Coke and stuff, and I think he just inherently has a strong constitution.
So when you were just with him, he didn't seem like a man who'd been the subject of 2 assassination attempts.
No, he seemed of sound mind and body and strong backbone.
Did you?
That's what I said in the thing.
Yeah.
The remarks I made there were impromptu. There was no teleprompter or anything. I was speaking extemporaneously.
Are you the only rich guy who doesn't have like a media consultant?
No, I don't. Media consultant.
Yeah, no, I've noticed.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I just thought about what I want to say, and I just spoke off the cuff. No teleprompter, nothing.
Good for you.
Yeah. I can talk. Just look like now. I'm just talking. Look at me. Wow, amazing. Can you believe it? I can talk without a teleprompter. That's crazy.
Elon smoked some good shit before this interview, man. This is amazing. Kid, this is crazy. And Elon is kind of awkward in his interviews, just because of the way he talks and things like that. But this is fantastic. Like, this is phenomenal. He's so laid back, and I love seeing this side of him.
But if he loses, it's going to be hard for you to pretend you never supported him.
All in. In the deep end.
Yeah, no, you are definitely in the deep end. You cannot touch bottom.
No, I'm like rolling around. I'm like a pig in mud. I'm like, it's all in, baby.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
How?
I mean, there may be some, in the hopefully unlikely event that he loses, there may be some vengeance on me.
Were you kidding?
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible. You've got to be one of the biggest government contractors.
We do essential work for the government.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not like, we do useful, essential work.
Right.
That we compete for and win contracts on because our product is much better and costs less. That's why we get government contracts.
No, I know.
and I mean, if you take, for example, the NASA contract to transport astronauts to and from the space station, NASA awarded 2 contracts at the start, one to Boeing and one to SpaceX. Boeing was awarded twice as much as SpaceX. SpaceX has done all the astronaut transport from the space station, and Boeing has only done one transport of 2 astronauts to the space station, and we had to bring them back. Boeing got twice as much as SpaceX. There's this total misunderstanding that my companies have been subsidized and supported by the government and get all these, and it's like, do you really think that a Biden administration is going to subsidize me?
Probably not.
Are you kidding? No. In fact, they take away every contract they possibly can. So, for example, there was the FCC contract to $42 billion for providing rural broadband.
Yes.
Okay. We actually first said, look, we think there shouldn't be any subsidies, so we recommend that this program just not exist. But since you're insisting that it exists, we will compete, and we have better products. So we won, I don't know, about a quarter of it, which would have included the devastated areas like North Carolina and stuff. And the FCC took it away illegally. They just voted. 3 out of 5 commissioners voted away and said, even though you want it, we're rescinding it.
Absolutely crazy, dude. Like, this guy, they loved this guy. They worshipped this guy just a few years ago. And now he has dared to have one opinion that they don't like Well, there's multiple opinions to be fair, but it's the Trump opinion is what's really, really, driving everything crazy. Leave Kids Alone says, can anyone see my chats? Yes, we see you.
On what ground?
And do you know how many people they've
Volume is as loud as I can get it.
connected?
How many?
0.
So you think that was political?
Well, the 3 Democrats voted against it, and the 2 Republicans voted for it.
So you tried to get Starlink. You tried to get Starlink
Yes.
into North Carolina, into Western North Carolina, the areas devastated by the hurricane.
We have it is in there, and it is the primary means of communication in the devastated areas.
Then why did you skip my member message? I didn't. There's probably like 30 or 40 super chats and member messages are still here. Trust me. I'll get to everything.
Who had conflict with Buttigieg over this?
Well, I raised I said, look, we had delivered. We've been delivering Starlink terminals there for a while, and obviously some people already had them since they're private individuals that had Starlink there already. We delivered thousands of terminals and got all the way up to the areas where they wouldn't let us go any further. And then we're like, okay, we're going to send helicopters in and find people who are stranded and give them Starlink terminals. Which I think is, and I think
yeah.
Okay. They wouldn't let us land because there was an FAA notice to M and NOTAM that said in order to land, you have to know who you're going to meet with to land. Now, the problem is we're trying to deliver internet communications. People don't have internet communications. We don't know who they are. But then they can't reach us because they don't have communications. Do you see the catch-22?
Yes, I do.
Insane. So it's obviously impossible for people who don't have internet communications to let us know who they are because they don't have the internet.
Yes.
Yes. And so,
did you explain this to the federal government?
Yes.
What did they say?
They fixed it.
How was Buttigieg when you talked to him?
I have that volume extension, and I've just tried to adjust it. It doesn't seem to work with StreamYards, apparently. If I was on OBS, it would probably work. But I've tried to bump it up with the extension, and I hear the volume increase, but it doesn't translate over on StreamYards for whatever reason.
It was actually good. So I want to be
Yeah.
I want to give Buttigieg some credit here.
Yes.
First, when I complained about it, he reacted in a very level-headed way, and he reached out to me and he called me.
Yeah.
And we discussed the issue, got to the bottom of it, and he fixed it.
What do you mean Tim Pool gets that as soon as he starts his podcast? That's low. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Just for the record, we have a much lower standard here than Tim, okay? We have a very low standard for pretty much everything, including the host. So we have a very low standard here. We do no research whatsoever. So, just to be clear.
Good.
So credit to Buttigieg.
Yeah. Well, and to you for pushing it.
Yeah. But as soon as he was aware of the problem, he fixed it.
Well, you publicized it too on it.
Yeah.
As soon as you shamed him.
Well, but I do want to give credit where it's due.
Yeah, no, amen.
So,
I agree completely. So, but back to the original question, about the potential consequences if, having gone all in, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to have thought about this long and hard before you did it. What was your thinking?
I mean, yeah, so
this is going to be a good one. So this right here is the part where basically this is I'm reading the timestamps that Tucker Carlson has on here. So this is the part where it's Trump. If Trump loses, this is the last election. So this is that timestamp right here. So this is going to be a really good discussion about Elon Musk and why he's gone all in on Trump, which I think is a very good question. And it's something that a lot of people are very curious about, me included, as I've been following Elon and Trump for years. And about 2 years ago, these guys were not on the same page. They did not like each other. They were both taking shots at each other. And now you've got Elon Musk essentially becoming Trump's #1 cheerleader, which is kind of fucking crazy.
I mean, my view is that if Trump doesn't win this election, it's the last election we're going to have. That the Democrats, the Dem machine, has been importing so many people, bringing in so many illegals, flying in with this like CBP border app thing that nobody even knew about, like secret program. That's illegal, basically. It's illegal, but there's no action by DOJ to actually to stop it from happening. They're transporting large numbers of illegals to swing states. If you look at the numbers, these are the numbers from the government website. So like from the Democrat-administered government websites. Like, where do you get this data? From the government website that is run by Democrats. And there are triple-digit increases in illegals to all the swing states. And in some cases, it's like 700% over the last 3 years. Now, these swing state margins are, sometimes 10, 20,000 votes. So what happens if you put, hundreds of thousands of people into each swing state? And for this, when somebody is granted asylum, they are fast-tracked. They can get a green card, and then 5 years after the green card, they can get citizenship, and they can fully legally vote. And when they do so, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. And sometimes I get this rebuttal of like, well, a lot of them, their social values don't align with sort of the far left sort of woke ideology. Yeah. I said that's true, but that's not their top priority. Their top priority is getting their friends and family also to the United States. And the Dems also issue all these programs, these sort of handouts, essentially, that make them beholden to the Democratic Party. So they vote Dem. That's what happens. So my prediction is, if there's another 4 years of a Dem administration, they will legalize so many illegals that are there that the next election, there won't be any swing states.
He is 100% accurate. It's just it'll just be a formality at that point in time. There won't be any actual stakes. There won't be any actual discussion around it. It'll just be a dog and pony show if there is any elections. That's why Donald Trump has to win, for many reasons, but that's one of the most important reasons. But there are many reasons why Trump needs to win, but that is probably at the top of the list right there, for sure. And I'm glad that Elon is calling this out.
And we'll be a single-party country, just like California is a single-party state. It's a supermajority Dem state in California.
Because of immigration.
Yes. California was fairly reliably Republican.
Bill Clinton lost California in 92 and won West Virginia.
Yes. So there was a 1986 amnesty.
Yes.
Thereafter, California trended very strongly Dem, and is at this point, I think 65-70% Dem, something like that. It's supermajority Dem. The California legislature has more than 2/3 Democrat.
Has it improved the state?
No, it's not. And California just passed, which is shocking. It's hard to believe this is even real, but California just passed a law making it illegal to require voter ID in any election at all in California. You know that?
No.
Yeah, Newsom signed it into law last week.
It's illegal to require an ID
in any election, even a town council. And a friend of mine who lives in Palo Alto was like, is this actually real? And he went to vote in some city council election. He tried to show them his ID, and they said, "We're not even allowed to look at your ID."
What?
Have they extended the same?
Actually, what's going on right now? But by the way, they're proud of it. They're not hiding it.
But it's only voting. It's not buying a gun or buying liquor or buying a pack of cigarettes or flying on an airplane or renting a hotel room. It's only voting that it's illegal.
Oh, if you try to buy a gun, they're going to ID you 6 ways a Sunday. Yeah, California's trying to make it basically illegal to own a gun. And the same people that demanded vaccine IDs if you want to travel or do anything are the same ones who say no voter ID is required.
Is there any reason
Obviously hypocritical.
to pass a law like that except to abet voter fraud?
It's so that fraud cannot be proven. So it enables large scale fraud and no way to prove it, because how would you prove it? It's literally impossible. No ID. You're not even allowed to show your ID. It's insane.
Well, it is insane.
Insane. So yeah, the purpose of no voter ID is obviously to conduct fraud in elections. Obviously.
There can be no other explanation.
I mean, they come up with some nice sounding thing.
People don't have IDs. Could you live in this country without an ID?
Yeah, I mean, their common rebuttal is like it's racist to require ID, and which is insane. I think it's actually racist and patronizing to say that people can't figure out how to get ID. Obviously,
but how could you live here without an ID? I don't think it's even possible.
Can't.
Yeah,
you can't do anything.
Yeah,
you need ID for everything.
This would be Kamala's, United States of America, which again would be Barack Obama's United States of America. That's what we would have right there. That's what's on the line in less than 30 days. That's it. End of discussion. The volume is as loud as it goes. Shockingly enough, I don't control volume on a platform like Twitter. The guy on screen does, but Twitter has shitty videos and shitty volume sometimes.
Everything. Like the list of things you need ID for is basically everything. Except voting. So
you see the rest of the country.
It's total bullshit, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes.
But that doesn't in any way minimize the aggression or self-righteousness they bring to this conversation.
Yes.
You're a racist if you want that.
Right. Whereas, in fact, obviously, someone is racist if they say that people of a particular race cannot get ID. That's patronizing and racist. That's absurd.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like when the governor of New York said people in the ghetto don't know how to use computers or something like that. I mean, like, super out of touch.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
So
it's like, hello.
So there's a really clear template.
Maybe she doesn't know how to use computers, but they do. Obviously.
I don't think Hochul could use a computer.
Yeah, I don't think
she's not qualified intellectually.
Yeah, no, probably not.
But not everyone in New York is as dumb as Kathy Hochul. I think that's true.
Yeah.
So you see the other 49 states becoming California if the machine wins.
Well, you don't need all 49 to go that way. You just need enough to have the election have there not be swing states. I mean, there are only 6 swing states.
Yep.
So there are only 6 states.
And I think to simplify what Elon is saying, at least from my interpretation, I don't think he's saying that we will never have another election ever. I think what he's saying is this is the last time to have your voice actually matter within an election. Because every election from here on out, it will be controlled by Democrats. That's what he's saying, if I'm understanding what he's saying. So this will be the last. I don't even like to call this, and I see some people are saying fair election. I don't consider the one we're having a fair election right now, because if it was a fair election, I think Donald Trump would win in a landslide and it wouldn't even be remotely close. So we're not even in a fair election now. But I guess there's still, our voice still has a chance as long as we are willing to go out there and stand up and overwhelm with our vote. But that's my interpretation of what he's saying.
Out of 50 right now that are in contention. So if those 6 states that are in contention by narrow margins are no longer in contention, then the only contest will be for who wins the Democratic primary. That's how it is in California. That's how it is in New York. There's no party versus party situation. The only contest is who wins the Democratic primary. And as we've seen with the appointment of Kamala, who no one voted for, even in the Democratic primary.
Yes.
Where's the democracy here?
Well, it's easier though.
I mean, it's just that the Dem Party elite just decides who is in charge. That's an a tiny oligarchy, basically.
Comprised of
That's not democracy.
the richest people in the country. That's kind of the interesting part to me, is that the richest people in the country are on board with this. I mean, that's what it is. It's a collection of billionaires.
Well,
right?
most of them are, yeah.
But you're not.
Not me, and not everyone is. I think there's, but it is a shocking number of so-called billionaires are in the Dem camp, more than are in the Republican camp.
Oh, for sure.
Which is wild. So in fact, the astonishing thing in the swing states is that they're even a contest, given that the Dems have far more money than the Republicans. So the Kamala campaign dramatically outspends the Trump campaign in the swing states. The media is overwhelmingly pro-Democrat. So you've got the press is a Dem cheering squad. So and then you've got also almost all the Hollywood and entertainment, the celebrities also endorsing Kamala and being pro-Dem. So you got the celebrities, they got the money, they got basically everything on the side of the Dems. The Republicans are the underdog here. Trump's the underdog in swing states, and still it's a contentious. It's still a 50-50. After all that,
what does that tell you?
It tells me that if people actually knew what was going on, they weren't being fed nonstop propaganda, it would be a landslide in favor of Republicans.
Yeah.
Well, how's this for crazy? Has there ever been a more volatile time in American?
This is a long interview with Tucker and Elon. We're only 20 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. We're only 20 minutes in, and this is an hour and 50-minute interview with Tucker and Elon. Now we got to let Tucker get some grifting in, okay?
Issues, the big ones: securing the border, controlling inflation, cracking down on election fraud, protecting the rights of the individual, and saving the nation from being crushed by woke anti-human ideologies. The team at Heritage has also developed a plan to dismantle the deep state that keeps this nonsense going and reclaim this nation from the small group of technocrats that's broken everything. Heritage is also running a training and vetting program to identify effective conservatives to serve in the next presidential administration. People who will share your values, this country's values, and actually do the job. It can't just be the same pool of discredited people from Washington populating every administration. Heritage has a long head start, and they put in a lot of work already, but they need your support to finish the...
Stop yelling at me to read your super chats. It's very mean to tell me to read things that you're sending me with money in them. Okay? I do this for the love of the internet, not for the money. I care about the beauty and the positivity of the internet. I am not here for money. You can throw all the money you want at me, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to read your super chat. I'm here for the beauty and the positivity of the internet, for such nice things to be said and such positive things to be said. So thank you. Appreciate it.
The job and to support the incoming president. You can go to heritage.org/Tucker and contribute to this important work today. A lot depends on it. heritage.org/Tucker.
But why not join the easier side? I mean, you're creating problems for yourself by getting on stage with Trump. And I mean, you must have had friends who said that to you.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. People who care about you, like, why even get involved in this?
Well, because I think we want to remain a democracy, and we don't want to become a one-party state.
Yes.
That's the reason. And it's the exact opposite. The people call Trump a threat to democracy, but the people who are saying Trump's a threat to democracy are themselves the threat to democracy.
Yes.
Real quick, everybody, Xiao has been yelling at me nonstop. Just yelling at me. Fix your audio levels, Germ. Video volume way too low, and your mic volume is way too high, bro. Please fix it. Very, very mean. Eric Stratton for $17.77. I highly recommend watching Elon's touring SpaceX factory and being interviewed by everyday astronaut. He is both book smart and street smart about rockets. He has cut launch costs in half. Yeah, I mean, I actually do want to. I do want to check that out actually because it is pretty fascinating. Let me catch up a few of these real quick. Woodstock for 20 says, was at my first rally in Wisconsin yesterday, trying to recruit for man buns for Kamala, but the GOAT was there and he convinced me. Despite Jeremy's homosexuality, I must rebrand as man buns for Trump. Let's fucking go, MAGA 199. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Nick says Camel Toe campaign is supposedly still requiring her staff to be vaccinated for COVID. Wouldn't surprise me. Fantastic Knox says time to call this stream CobraCast Maxi. Eric K says they are trying to shut down SpaceX with BS fines. Eric John says Elon laughs like Richard Dreyfuss. Can't unhear it. UP says I need that Trump birthday video ASAP. Darian Murphy says, Jeremy, I remember when like a year ago you were calling for Trump and Elon to get together, and this is better than we could have imagined. Yes, dude, this is why this is such a big deal to me. I can't believe that these two guys are working together. And not only that they're working together, that Elon and Trump are like, Elon's his number one cheerleader at this point in time. And he's putting it all on the line. It's absolutely, it blows my mind. Jax becomes a new member. Thank you, Jax. Grant Potato says, it's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me at tea time. Everybody agrees. I'll stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror. I don't know if some of these songs are Beyonce songs you're sending me. I don't know her songs. I know like Everything You Own in the Box to the Left and Single Ladies. And then there's the Destiny's Child song, like Bills, my boyfriend pays my bills or some shit like that. I don't know. Mr. E409 says, when everyone asked how deep we're in for Trump, reply, Titan submersible deep. Hail Snake Pit, hail CobraCast, Trump 2024. Let's see. Vice says, read my super chat, you nice person. I'm assuming that's what you said. Alan Tenay says, I need to catch this later. Hail the IDOTS 199. Hostile Bogey Inbound says, read my chat. Fantastic Knox says, to say it's illegal to ask illegals for ID is saying illegals are stupid. The Dems might as well say illegals are inept at this point. I mean, they would get away with it. Eric says, hope you survived the hurricane. Florida needs its gay representation. Aurora Uplink says, I love that they are in the Matrix white room for this. Warbear says, stop gay bashing Jeremy. He can't help who he is. Brian Young says, will the gay fig read this? Doubt it. Ho Hum says, would vote Trump if I could. Sadly, I'm in Canada. USA is upstream from everything else. We are all counting on you Americans. God bless America. Ron Cook says, read my money, take my super chat. Let's see. Marine Rebel says, hey, Jeremy, roll doors, roll. Socrates Mago, Elon teaming up with Trump is like when Kane and The Undertaker teamed up as the Brothers of Destruction. Unstoppable. Brett says, Elon Musk is completely completing his babyface turn. It's a beautiful thing. Here we go.
One party rule is not democracy. One party where essentially the party elite pick a candidate, as happened with Kamala, is not democracy. Where did the people vote? Show me where the people voted. No, there were no people voting. It was all just Dem party elite that just appointed someone. And when the Biden puppet, when the pro-Biden puppets ratings sagged, they knocked him in the back immediately and just tossed him out and put a new puppet on. That's exactly what happened. Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, not only you're right. I mean, it's almost not even worth criticizing Kamala Harris.
No, exactly.
What does she have to do with it?
There's no point in criticizing Kamala. She's simply the face of a much larger machine.
Yes.
And she will say whatever the teleprompter, whatever's on the teleprompter, she's going to say it.
Yes.
Now she gets stuck if the teleprompter breaks. That happened recently. I think the teleprompter stalled.
32.
She was just like looping for a while, for about a minute. So I think that happened yesterday or something. It was pretty funny to watch. But she'll just say whatever words are on the teleprompter. So, it's really whoever controls the teleprompter is the actual sort of that's who's actually in charge.
And who is that? do you think?
Well, I've tried to pin it down. It's not like any one kind of mastermind. It's not like it seems to be. It's like Kamala's sort of a marionette with, you know, 1,000 puppet masters type of thing. Like not it's or maybe it's somewhere north of 100 is what it seems like.
Yes. I bet you know 80 of them.
I probably know most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just by virtue of your job and what you've been doing for the last 30 years, I mean, you just, and I should say, I think you voted for Biden.
I'd like to see a matchup of those, call it the top 100 puppet masters on the Epstein client list.
Do you think there's some overlap?
Strong overlap. Strong overlap.
When are we going to see that list, do you think?
This dude really brought up the Epstein client list. Holy shit.
I don't know. It's mind blowing that they've not tried to prosecute even one, not even the worst offender on the Epstein client list. They've not even tried to prosecute even one. That's insane.
Well, because they have a lot of diabetic grandmothers who were outside the Capitol on January 6th. They're kind of occupied.
Yeah, I mean they've put like whatever 500 or 600 January 6th protesters in prison, and not one person on the Epstein client list.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
Listen to Lady Aaron D.
You know, I think part of why Kamala's getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Oh.
And I only asked.
Damn. Elon is not holding back anymore. None.
That because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Holy shit.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like something might actually, the DOJ might actually move forward.
There are a lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island and I think out in New Mexico were wired for video.
Right.
And
where's the video? I mean, between Diddy and Epstein, it's good. There's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by, criticizing the morals of others.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So it's sort of like
saying it for years.
Moral strike. I mean, as I said, I think those who are saying Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves actually the threat to democracy.
It feels like we're getting to a place where the rest of us know too much. Is this? Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's easier to live in a society where you don't really know what the people in charge are doing or why they're doing it. But now, thanks, I would say largely to X.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say that.
Yeah.
We do know a lot, not everything, but we know a lot. And I wonder where does that, like, what happens next now that we know all this? The kidnapper's shown us his face. Like, what happens?
Well, I think if Trump wins, we can do some house cleaning and shed light on things. Yeah, all the X platform does.
And that is a powerful statement from Elon Musk. And it's clear that Elon and Trump have had some level of discussions around this topic because, like I said, they weren't on the same page a few years ago, and now Elon's his number one cheerleader. It's clear that Elon Musk has talked to Trump about the things that are important to him, that are things that he wants to, be done if Trump gets elected. And very powerful statements. And as we know, Trump wants to bring Elon in to reduce government spending and cut a lot of the fat from the government.
Is adhere to freedom of speech within the bounds of the law.
Yes.
And if people want to change the laws, they can change the laws. And so, like X in different countries, X does censor in countries where censorship is the law. We don't try to, push American laws in other countries, but we do try to stick to the law in any given country. That's what we're doing. We open source our algorithm. We try to be as transparent as possible. But those who want to push lies obviously hate truth and transparency.
Yes.
Because it shows them to be liars. I mean, you look at that, like how outrageous it was that Kamala in the presidential debate kept pushing the fine people hoax. They know the fine people hoax is false. Trump would never support Nazis, a Nazi rally. It's absurd. And he explicitly said that in that same speech that you must condemn anyone who has Nazi tendencies with in the strongest possible terms. And yet, despite knowing that to be false, the people who wrote the speech for the Kamala puppet put the fine people hoax in the presidential debate. Deliberately lying. Again. Messed up.
If she wins, I mean, how can they let X continue in its current form, in its current role in American society?
They won't. They will try to shut it down by any means possible.
Dude, like, can you believe that this is the world we're in, where the richest man in the world and one of the most influential people in the world has to worry about if this administration, if Kamala Harris wins and gets the Harris administration, this dude has to worry about them shutting him down and arresting him. Hopefully people are paying attention to what the fuck is about to happen. Trump landslide. It has to happen.
What do you mean by any means possible?
I mean, either by they'll try to pass laws. They'll try to prosecute the company, prosecute me. The amount of lawfare that we've seen taking place is outrageous. I have many examples, but like the Department of Justice, for example, launched a huge lawsuit against SpaceX for failing to hire asylum seekers.
Come on.
Yeah,
asylum seekers?
Not asylum, those who've been granted asylum seekers. Now there's also a law called International Traffic and Arms Regulations that because SpaceX develops advanced missile technology that can be used in nuclear ICBMs, that we have to be very careful with who we hire. We can only hire someone if they're a permanent resident or citizen. That's what the ITAR law says. Then there's another law that says that you cannot discriminate against asylum seekers. So we're damned if you do, damned if you don't. The DOJ did a massive lawsuit against SpaceX for failing to hire asylum seekers, even though it is illegal for us to hire asylum seekers under ITAR law. This is an actual thing that's going on, and they can only do a fairly small number of lawsuits every year. So why did they pick this one?
Because you own X.
Yeah, lawfare.
I mean,
it's like that famous quote from Beria. Stalin's like chief torturer and head of the secret police. Beria said, "Show me the man, and I'll show you the crime."
Exactly.
I mean, we have so many laws that it is actually impossible to, impossible to do business, impossible to operate without violating some law, because you have laws like the ones I just gave you, where both things are illegal.
Yes, they contradict one another.
So it's illegal to discriminate against asylum seekers in jobs, but it's also illegal for us to hire asylum seekers.
But it discredits the law.
They just chose one. They chose the one law and ignored the other one. And the Department of Justice at federal level prosecuted SpaceX for that.
What do you think?
It's mad.
Well, it also discredits the idea of law, which some of us
Yes.
want to take seriously.
Absolutely. This affects both the perception.
Is this interview live? No, it's not live. It just dropped on Tucker Carlson's Twitter account. So if anybody wants to go over there and watch it in its entirety, instead of listening to me have to pause and make it transformative, I 100% support that. But I have to pause and make it transformative. We saw what happened last time I did a stream and got taken down. Eric K says, Jeremy is not here to be easy on the eyes for you. Exactly. The Brown Filipino says, to the left, to the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, I bought it. Please don't touch. Fucking kill me if I'm going to keep getting Beyonce. Minimum $50 to give me Beyonce lyrics. Minimum $50. Giants fan 13. I click on the stream, and the first thing I hear is Gay Fig, and now I know I'm home. What does that say about me? CobraCast 199. Lady Aaron D says, lower your expectations, chat. This is CobraCast. We are all retarded figs around here. Well said. Luis C says, any other day I would call you and you would say, baby, how's your day going? But today it ain't the same. Every word is, yeah, okay. What does that even mean? Are these real lyrics? God, Beyonce sucks. Animating Andy says, want to know why Jeremy is successful? He never went to college and got a degree. Got over 400,000 subs. Has a legion of Cobras. Where's his cover on a mag? Exactly. Where's my magazine cover? Where's my magazine cover? Leave Kids Alone says, I went to the historic Butler rally on the 5th, and it was unbelievable. The energy was insane and a great tribute to Corey. Trump 2024 199-632-15. Thank you. Leave Kids Alone. Alan Hines becomes a member. Thank you. Hardy Harmonica says 45-minute interview on Spotify. Chris Swain says, if Kamala were a D&D item, she would have a curse that gives a stacking debuff of -5 to intelligence to the user each turn the user makes an action. CB says, constitutional right to an abortion. That's a new one. John Goat says, Butler is MAGA HQ and Josh Shapiro cannot override our vote. Rural counties should hold their numbers until Philly is done reporting this time. I think, says Jeremy, we need a dark MAGA emoji. Too High Strung says, dark MAGA energy with unlimited money and pro-freedoms. The left's worst nightmare is Elon right now. Man can afford just to say what he thinks. Bennett says, it's pronounced Venus like penis, but with a B. Welcome to CobraCast, everyone. Laura Lynn Lance says, hail 199 and Elon. Hi, Jeremy. Patty Grimes says, been with since Tom Brady on Patriot days. Why are still gay? What is this sentence? What is this sentence? Hot dog, high tech hot dog says, this will be my first time voting. Cannot wait to vote for Trump. Got into politics in 2016 with Trump and never looked back. They're doing it again. Says, who are we kidding? Jeremy can't read. He's from Alabama. P.S. Alabama lost. Same millennial says, please vote early and in person, everyone. That way Trump campaign volunteers can chase uncast votes. You never know if you'll have an emergency on November 5th. Well said. Grand Potato says, because you were Romeo and I was Scarlet Letter. And my daddy said, stay away from Juliet, but you were everything to me. I was begging you, please don't go. This is my life now.
Of American justice and the reality of it.
Yes.
So, no, I'm actually a big fan of the American justice system, and I think, on balance, we've got still have an excellent judicial system. We still have judges that care about the letter and intent of the law. I mean, not just the letter, but also the intent of the law.
Yes.
But something that people should be concerned about is that there's an increasing movement to place activists as judges. This is, if you look at who did the Biden administration confirm as federal judges, and who being confirmed at the state level in sort of far left states. Increasingly, it is not judges who care about justice, or they don't care about following the law. They care about social justice, not justice.
Right.
What they call social justice. Activists as judges. Now you got a real problem.
Do you think if
that continues, we will not have a real justice system
or a real country?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. But again, your purchase of X has been, I think it's fair to say, even if I hated it, I would say this because it's true. It's been pivotal in American politics.
Yeah.
And in American society. Do you think they could shut you down if the Democrats continue to hold power?
They'll unequivocally try.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they get a majority in the Senate and House and the presidency, then they can simply pass a law and delete Section 230. So simply make us liable for what anyone says on a platform with like at this point almost 600 million monthly active users.
Yeah.
We're all fucked if that happens. It's over. Like that, it's over. And they will do that. They will do that. If this is people don't understand how serious this election is. It's the most important election by a mile, because that doesn't specifically mean just Twitter, although that's what they're going to target, but that puts all of these platforms in jeopardy at that point in time. Scary, dude. It's all over. The internet, as you know it, social media, as you know it, will completely be over.
Yeah. Which is impossible. That's like trying to regulate speech in city of like a country.
Yeah.
So
a big country.
Yeah, you'd just be instantly bankrupt.
But I bet they wouldn't withdraw legal immunity from the vaccine makers at the same time, would they?
No. That's unlikely.
As long as we're withdrawing legal liability protection. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole vaccine debate is a long one. I'm not anti-vaccine in general. I think we want to exercise caution with use of vaccines, but in the absence of vaccines, there would be a lot more, I think, people that have died. Like we want the smallpox vaccine. That was a good one.
It seems a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Smallpox will kill you.
Killed a lot of people.
It killed a lot of people. It used to be a lot of people would die of smallpox, and a lot of people would get polio.
For sure.
Yeah. We had a president who had polio.
Oh yeah. There's still people. You meet people today.
Yeah.
In their 80s who were limping from childhood polio.
Right. It's good that we don't have that, and vaccines, played a major role in that. So that doesn't mean that vaccines should not have any scrutiny. Of course they should. We should be making sure that the quality control on vaccines is incredibly good, if we're giving them to children and whatnot. And we shouldn't force people to take vaccines.
Should I speed up this a little bit? We still got a long way to go. So I can put the playback speed at 1.5. What do you think? Should I bump it up to 1.5? I think we should. Some people are saying no, though. Fucking hell, a lot of no's. All right, here. We do it here. Speed it up. It up. The people have a say here. So right here, vote. There you go. For now, we leave it as is until the people speak. Let's see here. All right, here we go.
That itself is a controversial statement that we shouldn't force people.
We shouldn't force people to take vaccines now.
Yeah. So just to re-ask,
I believe in freedom.
I've noticed.
America's supposed to be the land of liberty. Freedom and opportunity. So that we try to, as much as possible, maximize people's individual liberty, and that we try to be a country where you succeed based on your talent and hard work.
Yes.
Those are two fundamental values. that's what's made America great. And if we lose those, our decline will be swift.
What do you, if you had to bet, I mean, does freedom reassert itself in America or not?
Well, that's why I think part of why this election is so pivotal. I think if we, with the Trump administration, I think we can improve the liberty of Americans. We can. I think we need to have sensible deregulation, where we keep the regulations that matter. Like we don't want to destroy, important habitats or encourage oil spills or anything like that. But there are so many regulatory agencies that have overlapping responsibility that we are smothering progress. And we can't build a high-speed rail in America. You look at the ridiculous high-speed rail project in California, where they've spent $7 billion, and all they've got to show for it is a 1,600-foot section of concrete with no rails on it. The picture of it online.
So it's not that fast yet. We wouldn't say it's high speed at this point, or even rail.
It doesn't even have rail in it. Maybe by now they put some rail in it, but it's this comically small section of rail. $7 billion has been spent. Most of it in like environmental consulting and I don't know where, but clearly not in building high-speed rail. So we've got, there are so many different regulatory agencies and so many laws and regulations that prevent progress that if this continues, we simply won't be able to get anything done.
It does seem like the engineers are not getting rich. It's the environmental consultants, the climate consultants, the DEI consultants. A whole consultant class seems to be getting richer by the year, where people with actual skills, the ones that bring actual progress.
Useful things, products and services that you can use.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is a trend.
Things that if you were like traveling on a desert island, you'd want those people.
Right.
But you wouldn't want environmental consultants.
They seem undercompensated.
It's like you're going to starve.
Though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like who are.
Okay, the people have voted. 60% says no, so we do not speed it up. So there you go. Classy audience we have here. Jeremy's jack off hand says, I love myself. I want you to love me. When I feel down, I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me. I don't want anyone else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Classy audience here. Jane A says, do you think that the government is slowing down the recovery efforts for the places that are affected by the hurricane so they won't have time to vote? I mean, I don't know. That'd be a very, very bad decision if they're doing that. Aaron for 50. Oh God. Dear Jeremy, you are like a meanie with what you said past time. Just do. My thing is for yes, but not for Democrat. I'm also for Swifty. We can have talk time at once. We have share and see together. XB and FB also are mean. Let me know what you think. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't know if that somebody just responded and said, I agree. I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what the point is. Is this lyrics to a song? Is this like making? I don't know. The responses are great. Lock it in. Beardo alt. Well put. Well said. 100%. unfathomably based. Thank you for the $50, Aaron. I appreciate it. Maybe no one else does, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $50. Amazing. Dean H says early voting starts here in Ohio tomorrow. You can bet I'll be there on the first day to cast my ballot for the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Let's freaking go. Charlie Tom says my milkshake brings the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge. Jeremy is gay, says that is all.
Actual builders that get things done, and every year we're making it harder in America for actual builders to get things done. We're in this like weird Ayn Rand Atlas Shrugged scenario where it's there's yet another regulation, yet another rule, and there's sort of that phrase in Atlas Shrugged, you'll manage. It's like eventually you're like can't get anything done.
Why the hostility though toward people with meaningful skills? It's not a neutral posture they have.
Yeah.
I mean, they're enriching themselves obviously by creating fake jobs because they have no skills, and they don't have creative power. So I understand that. But why do they hate people who do have creative power and actual skills? I don't understand that.
I'm not sure I understand it either because it's difficult for me to put myself in a mindset. Because I'm someone who believes in construction. I build things. That's what I do. Yeah. I build cars. I build rockets. I build satellite internet. I've spent thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours in factories, building up factories. So I can't really put myself in the mind of say someone who would want to do crime because I don't want to do crime.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt. There's some people who enjoy hurting other people. I don't enjoy hurting other people. So I have a hard time imagining why would somebody do that.
Yes.
In an extreme case, you can't put yourself in the mind of like say a Jeffrey Dahmer where you're like a cannibalistic serial killer because you're not a cannibalistic serial killer.
Right.
Like I don't get it.
It's not a fetish you can relate to.
It's not. But I do think this is that in the sort of well-meaning sort of liberal mindset. I know I've many good friends who have they have deep empathy for their fellow human beings.
Good.
And they care. But the challenge that they have is that they've often grown up in a very sheltered existence where everyone around them is nice and civilized, and they just really don't encounter people who are have uncontrolled violent tendencies or like hurting people. They've just always grown up in a sort of kumbaya.
Yeah.
Everyone is nice, hippie commune situation.
Minneapolis pre-riots. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you but there's a small number of people. It's like a few percent of society that either can't have anger management issues that are so severe that they lose their temper and hurt or murder others. And there's a very small, it's like I said, it's not a large number that enjoy hurting other people. And if you do not incarcerate them, they will do that. So they will hurt other people. And what I see is what I call shallow empathy. Like people have empathy for the criminals, but not empathy for the victims of the criminals.
100%. That we live in that world right now where they have more empathy for the criminal than the fucking victim. How insane is that? It's unbelievable. It's scary. It's downright scary. Doug B says, I'm sorry, Jay, but I also agree with Aaron. Predon Corp says, Jeremy, off topic here, but as a fellow Southerner, I'm curious as to what your pronunciations are for words like wash, oil, and tires. Wash, oil, and tires. Some people say wash. I don't. I say wash. Some people say tars. I say tires. And then oil. I don't know what other way people say oil, but that's the way I say it. Wash oil tires. There you go. John Bravo says, got to use the free one this time. Jeremy is uber fig. Thank you. Force Ghost Jeremy says, treat yourself to a yoo-hoo for the working man. And Grand Potato says, oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My what? The fuck is that? What does this even mean? What does this even mean? Real Stream Hero says, we making Jeremy somehow even more gay by making him read lyrics. So here's a Kamala impersonation. If the light are off, then they're not on. So what that tells me is the lights are off and not on. Good God. What the fuck? V6 Neon says, it's all about the little bit of history repeating from UK to USA. Remember the 5th of November, gunpowder and treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Vault 95 says, imagine Jeremy with Beyonce's eyebrows and eyelashes. I'm sure memers will respect you. If Trump does not become president, everyone needs to work extra hard on winning local elections. Positive change comes from within, not typically from the top. Vote Trump anyway and locally. V6 Neon says 1 in every 100 residents is an illegal in the UK. They should be deported, but civil service is acting against the rights, survivability of the UK and its citizens. Get out while you can. Thank you. And Doug B says, help Jeremy. I forgot how many letters AI has. Well, because I'm an educated Alabama man, AI got 2 letters in it. Thank you, Kamala Harris, for letting me know. Gungo Max says, I just want to ask Kamala if she can pay my bills, telephone bills. Can she pay my automobiles? If she did, then maybe we could chill. I don't think she does. I hate everything about my job at the moment.
Yes.
And so if you simply...
It's not a real job, but reading Beyonce lyrics is a terrible job.
And I believe one should have deep empathy to say, like, what is the greater good for society? Is it better to incarcerate violent criminals and prevent them from hurting people, or to let them loose and allow those people to be hurt? And I think the latter is much worse. You know, my mom lives in New York, and it's my mom at this point has gone from being Democrat to Republican, and her friends in New York are having the same experience, because you know what'll turn you from a Democrat to a Republican pretty fast is getting punched in the face while you walk down the street.
Yes,
which
for
is
no reason. Yes,
and then no action being taken against those who hurt you.
And that happened to your mom?
Not to my mother, but to 3 of her friends this year.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. I am not in the studio. I'm in and you can hear it in the audio probably. I'm in the back of an SUV outside a hotel. In Tulsa, Oklahoma. I think it's Tulsa, Oklahoma. Anyway, we're on the road for this month-long tour, and there's a...
Was I muted? Fuck me. All right. Sorry. I said, do you know how shitty it would be if anybody struck me or copyrighted me or took down my reaction of their content when I'm constantly encouraging their grifting and supporting it? That's what I said. No gamer words, okay?
There's a lot going on in the world, and the question is, how do you understand what's happening? There are deeper trends unfolding. You probably sense that, and it would be helpful to have some grounding in exactly what they are. And if you're like me and you spent 4 years in college and didn't learn all that much, where do you go to understand what's happening to your world? Well, Hillsdale College, in our opinion, is one of the very few places left in the English-speaking world where your kids can get a real education, but not just your kids, you. They have free online classes, completely free. You can get them anywhere, including in the backseat of an SUV outside a hotel in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you'll...
Did Right Side Broadcasting strike you, or was it just an automatic thing? It was 100% automatic. And next time it happens, I'm just going to not stop the stream because it will work itself out. It's an AI bot. And YouTube is run by AI bots. The majority of YouTube stuff is done by AI bots. An AI bot picked up the stream because it was picking up the similar audio from the main source. And that's why me and a few others got taken down. But if I would have kept the stream up, it would have been fine. There was no funny business going on. It was just an AI bullshit situation.
You'll know that when you go there. Go to tuckerforhillsdale.com, and they have an amazing new course called Marxism, Socialism, and Communism. Hillsdale is offering it. It doesn't cost you a dime, and you can pull it up right on your phone if you want. Go to tuckerforhillsdale.com and the class, Marxism, Socialism, and Communism, and you'll have a much better understanding of what you're watching every day.
Why would someone punch them in the face?
I don't know. But that's I'm not a face puncher.
Right? No.
You know. But if you walk around the streets of San Francisco and many downtowns, so they go to downtown Philadelphia right now, you know, they call the people homeless, but the homeless is the wrong term. Violent drug zombie.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, you know, you look at them, you say, like, homeless is a misnomer. It implies that someone got a little behind on their mortgage, and if you just offer them a job, they'd be back on their feet.
Yeah.
No, but if you go and look at downtown Philly or San Francisco or parts of New York, and actually most downtowns, what you actually have are violent drug zombies. So they're like shuffling down the street with dead eyes, you know, and with like needles, you know, on this, and human feces on the streets. You've been to downtown.
Trump just announced that he is holding a rally in Coachella, California. Where is that? Where is Coachella, California? So that's going to be this Saturday, right? No, that was past Saturday, right? Oh, no, this Saturday. Okay, so this Saturday. Where is that at? Where's Coachella at? Am I saying that right? Well, I'm reading. I'll show you the tweet that I'm reading, okay? Here's the tweet that I'm reading right here. This is what I'm reading. Share my screen. Right here. Breaking. Trump will hold a rally in Coachella, California this Saturday. Is that how you say it? I don't know Coachella. I don't give a fuck about California. So there you go. Under Kamala Harris and a dangerous Democrat, blah, 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 blah. So I'll cover it. It's like a music festival. I don't give a fuck. But there you go. I will be covering it, though. We will be covering it here. Fuck California.
SF, right? Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, I was born there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Oh, yes, the greatest.
And now you have to step over the drug needles and the feces and the bodies. Like one couple I met, the final straw for leaving San Francisco was they came home one night and there was a dead body in front of their garage. They couldn't get their car in couldn't park their car
because the corpse.
And yeah, there's no street parking. They're like, because there's a corpse in front of the garage, and they don't want to move the corpse, you know, because like, well, you know, you're like, maybe they need to like figure out why the guy died or something, you know.
That's the so that's liberal compassion, though.
They're in a bit of a quandary because they got no place to park their car, and they feel that they shouldn't really move the dead body. So they called 911 and said, "There's a dead body outside our house," and they said, "Well," the 911 San Francisco says, "Well, are you in danger right now?" It's like, "Well, no, he's dead." He's pretty sure he's dead. And they're like, "Okay, we'll send someone tomorrow to pick up the body." Like, what do you mean tomorrow? So they're like going in and out of their house while there's a dead body.
What the fuck is happening right now? Are you kidding me? What? Good Lord.
Right in front of their house, you know, and like it took them like 24 hours or something like that to eventually pick up the body. And they're like, "The hell with this, we're leaving."
And did they?
Yes. By the way, there's a million anecdotes like that.
Oh, I know, but I just don't think
this is not rare.
It's it's ubiquitous, and so then you wonder, like, how can people still tell themselves they're compassionate if
This
they're
is what I'm
allowing
saying
that?
is that people really just need to think I believe in being compassionate about
Of
society.
course.
I believe that we should care about our fellow human beings. I think this is a good thing.
Of course,
we should not be selfish and not care about others. We should care about others, but we should just care about others, all things considered. Like I said, care not merely just about the criminals. It's just one layer deep. You should also care about the criminals' victims.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, especially the criminals' victims.
Yes. Innocent people who get attacked and killed. So I mean, I got so many anecdotes. I mean, like about a year ago, there were 3 Twitter employees who were just leaving the building and walking down Mark Street in San Francisco. Mark Street used to be a beautiful, wonderful.
A lot of people accuse me of only talking about negative news. So I want to share some positive news with all of you. Call Her Daddy fans blast Alex Cooper over Kamala Harris interview. Feels like propaganda. There you go. Positive news for the day, ladies and gentlemen. There's your positive news. Hey, Alex Cooper, you get what you deserve. All right, you get what you deserve. You're getting ratioed. And I think a lot of people are looking at this and losing complete respect for you because they see that you are nothing more than a tool. So I think this is really positive news. So you're welcome, Internet. Just want to spread some positivity for everyone really quick.
Street, of course. Obviously, it's called Market Street because that's where the market was.
Right.
Now it's boarded up shop windows and stuff. And they were chased by a guy with an axe. He wanted, they outran him, and they reported, "Hey, there's a guy with an axe who tried to kill us with an axe." The police did nothing, and that guy with an axe subsequently murdered 2 people
with an axe.
With the axe, because eventually he's going to find somebody he can outrun, and he did. So what I'm saying is, if you don't stop axe murderers while they're attempting to axe murder, eventually they will succeed in axe murdering people.
If this goes on, I mean, that's such an obvious observation.
It seems obvious.
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah.
That if you're in any way abetting axe murder, then you're against civilization. That's the way it looks to me. I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to understand motive here. I can't relate like you, but you're against the whole project if you're allowing that, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think we should, controversial position, but I think we should arrest axe murderers when they first attempt to axe murder, not after they've succeeded in doing so.
And I think we should assign at least some of the blame for the axe murders to the people who allowed this guy to wander around with an axe on Market Street trying to kill people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's this whole movement to decriminalize crime.
Oh, I've noticed. Yes. What is that?
Madness.
Yeah.
Like to make crime legal. Like in California, you can just steal things and nobody does anything. It's like fully legal to steal anything under $1,000 in California. That's why they now have to like lock up goods behind these glass and plastic walls. So you go to the supermarket and you can't even get toothpaste. And this has actually been particularly difficult on small mom and pop operations because they don't have the resources of a large corporation. So it's put a lot of small businesses out of just kill them.
So when you're at dinner parties and you make these points, what do people say?
Well, actually, I think I've been able to persuade people that we really we need to reverse course here. I think I have actually been able to persuade a number of people. And I think there actually is now a ballot on a California ballot initiative to recriminalize
theft.
Guys, there's a reason why we criminalize theft in the first place. And then amazingly, I think Gavin Newsom came out against that proposition. Yeah, no. Honestly, he's the goddamn Joker. Gavin Newsom is like like from the Batman Dark Knight. The Joker is in charge of Gotham. You remember when he took over New York, basically. And the criminals roam free and the citizens are arrested. That's California. But I mean, at least there's a ballot initiative which I think will probably pass to say no. It is a crime to steal things.
So Gavin, you've got to know Gavin Newsom. He knows I know Gavin Newsom. Everyone knows.
I've known Gavin for a long time.
Oh, exactly. So what is that? And he doesn't seem crazy when you talk to him in person. He's a perfectly nice guy. Like what? Why would he? And he's not stupid. Why would he come out in favor of crime?
Well, his stated reason was that it would disproportionately affect people of color.
Yeah. Well, again,
that was his public statement.
Right. Well, that is one of those patronizing racist positions you described at the outset, obviously.
Yeah, he's literally saying black people and Hispanics are criminals.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah.
No, that's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, it is.
Sounds kind of racist. Just saying. T-Fizz says, verse 1, Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing. Oh, that's Tim McGraw. When he was 8 years old, a little girl came through the front gate holding a fishing pole. I know that one. Great song. Don't take the girl. Hellrats 96 says, Jeremy, I was going to do the whole Beyonce lyrics thing, but her songs all suck so much I can't decide which one to use. That I totally understand that position. Samuel for 20 says more than 51,000 National Guardsmen responded to Katrina nationwide, and they crucified Bush for it, taking 3 days. It's been like a week. And how many guardsmen are helping multiple states? 1,000 to 3,000 after 4 to 5 days. I know. It's crazy. It's the worst response we have ever seen to a hurricane. Now, the good thing about the state of Florida is that we have Ron DeSantis, and DeSantis is going to take care of business here after Hurricane Milton goes through. Dan A says, what did Elon name his pet rodent? Muskrat. Doug B for 10 says there's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's probably a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are closed, with a word she can get what she came for. Is this all my streams are now, is song lyrics? I mean, I guess I'm not completely against it, but Beastie Man 420, thank you for becoming a member. Let's see. The Clapper Cheek says, can we just skip to his role in the administration? Fantastic Knox says, Steve Buscemi, who got punched in the face and vowed to vote for Kamala. When will they learn that the Dems really don't like Americans? They won't. Let's see here. Brett says, Jeremy may be from Alabama, but surprisingly, he can speak proper English. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Axiom Seraph says, hey, Jeremy, when you moved to Florida, did you have to put everything to the left, everything you own in a box to the left? Your Barmy says, Coachella will give him his biggest rally ever. What the fuck is Coachella? It seems like people in the chat are convinced on it too. Or confused on it too, because some people were like, it's an event, but then it's actually like a town in California, or it's a place in California. Coachella sounds like somewhere I don't want to go. A music festival in California sounds like somewhere I don't want to go. Predon Corp says, forget Bama, Jeremy. Arkansas calling the Hogs woo pig suey, woo pig suey, woo pig suey Razorbacks. Let's see. Warbear says more conservatives in Cali than any other state. Well, it's probably because there's just more people in general than any other state. Downtown Drug Zombie says this pick is for you. But if there's more conservatives in California than any other state, why are they allowing their state to be destroyed by leftist propaganda? Nick says Beyonce will be performing at Coachella. Another reason to stay away. Brett says after having to read super chats of Beyonce lyrics, some say saying some gamer words is allowed. Hail the 199. Warbear says Jeremy is HIV positive. Black King says, Jeremy, I'm addicted to you, but I don't know. But I know that you're toxic, beardo fat. East Coast Toasted Boy says, Elon wearing a MAGA hat and being a speaker at a Trump rally was insane. Was an insane thing I did not have on my bingo card. No way Trump loses fairly this time. Grant Potato says, Sweet Home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet Home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you. There you go, Fig. Have a palate cleanser. Animating Annie says, positive or negative, don't matter. I just want honest news, honesty. What happened to that? It's is that like an alien concept? I know it is to the Dems. It is to the Dems. Aaron. Oh boy. Okay. Aaron for 10. Following up from his 50. Dear Jeremy, fellow American, this you should vote me. I leave power good. Thank you. Thank you. If you vote me, I am hot. What? Taxes, they be lower, son. The Kamala vote for me is right thing to do. USA so. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. I appreciate it so much. Woo! Marlena says, a bit late joining. Never heard of Call Her Daddy podcast. Went there just to thumbs down. T-Mac Gaming says, I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want. Oh, shit. Okay, that song. Ryan says, a farm had cows, and 13% of the cows caused 50% of the problems on the farm. Would the farmer be in the right to separate those cows from the rest? No comment. McUtter says, don't worry, Jeremy. Wait for the remix. Back to Elon.
It's true that crime like that does increase distrust between races. It actually gives rise to racism. It's totally destructive of the social fabric, I think. But I'm asking, like, what do you think his real motive is? Like, who's pushing him in favor of crime?
Well, I mean, there's always the Soros boogeyman.
Yeah. How real is that?
It's real. I don't think one can ascribe everything to Soros.
Right.
I mean,
I agree.
he's and George himself is quite. I mean, he's senile at this point. He's not.
Yes.
Not compos mentis. So his son Alex is in charge, but there is this whole system that Soros built up over many decades. So it's I guess Soros and like-minded people or whatever, they believe in open borders. They believe we shouldn't prosecute crime. This is insane.
Those seem like expressions of hatred toward the United States. Like, if I was pushing that on a country, I would only do that if I hated the country and wanted to destroy it.
Well, it's anti-civilizational. I mean, and Soros and similar organizations have been pushing this in Europe and other countries too.
Yeah.
Everywhere they can.
What's going on in Europe, would you say? Europe suddenly seems like a different place.
Well, I mean, my biggest concern for Europe is that the birth rate is half replacement rate.
Yes.
So Europe is rapidly becoming, with each passing year, older and older, with fewer and fewer young people. So I think at a most fundamental level, unless Europe has a birth rate at least roughly equal to replacement rate, it is in population freefall. Population collapse is what's going on in Europe. So there's also like a shocking amount of censorship. You may have seen, like in Britain, I kid you not. How can this be real? They are releasing convicted pedophiles from prison in order to put people in prison for Facebook posts.
But to be fair, those are posts that criticize the government, so they have a good reason.
Well, they would actually.
Did Elon get the joke?
These posts that
I don't know if did Elon really pick up on the joke Tucker was saying right there, because it didn't seem like he picked up on the joke.
I've seen didn't actually criticize the government, or they were seen as sort of as hate speech,
right?
So
because they noticed the society getting crappier and crappier with every year, and they said so.
Yeah. I mean, there were, and this is I'm simply stating a fact, there were migrant rape gangs in England that would run around and prey on young girls, gang rape them, and some people found that objectionable, which obviously it should be objectionable, and they were upset about that, and so they complained about it online, and were sent to prison. That sounds crazy.
So it is crazy, and that's like
what?
Well, it is. So it kind of gets to the. I mean, you're an engineer, so you're.
It's so mind-blowing.
It is mind-boggling.
Chat's about to go crazy. Who's the chick? Who's the chick? Watch the chat. Here it goes.
But it's the same. You use the phrase "mind virus," but it's behaving like a virus. It's infecting people and making it impossible, apparently, for them to make rational decisions.
Yeah.
What is that virus?
You know, someone I think you should interview is Godside.
Yeah. I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Oh, I should watch that, actually. He's great.
Yeah, smart.
Super smart guy.
Yeah.
And he wrote a great book called The Parasitic Mind.
Yes.
A very good book. Highly recommend it.
Yes.
Where he tries to understand how do you get to this parasitic mind situation. And he's writing a book now, which hopefully he'll publish soon, which is about suicidal empathy, where you have so much empathy, you're actually suiciding society, or so much perceived empathy. It's not actually, it's called shallow empathy, not deep empathy. Deep empathy would be you'd want the society to continue. Shallow empathy is you have like empathy that's essentially skin deep, and then you don't, but it's ultimately bad for civilization and results in the destruction of civilization. And Gutside's got a good term for this: suicidal empathy. So he's going to sort of deconstruct what's where does this come from, yeah. I mean, part of it, I suppose, is sort of the decline of religion. So, as the saying goes, nature abhors a vacuum. So when you have essentially a decline in religion, an increase in the secular nature of society, for most people, they need something to fill that void. And so they adopt a religion. It's not called a religion, but effectively like woke, the woke mind virus. It takes the place of religion.
Yes.
And they internalize it and they feel it with religious fervor.
Yes.
And
rigidity.
Yes. Yes. And they essentially conduct like a holy war, effectively. It's just not called a religion, but it is a religion, sort of a woke holy war. And they're highly resistant to change, as is normal for religions. So now, for myself, I sort of see myself as a sort of engineer, physicist. For me, I'm culturally Christian. I grew up Christian. I mean, I was Anglican, was baptized. I went to Sunday school.
Yeah.
Actually, oddly enough, I was sent to Hebrew preschool and Anglican Sunday school at the same time. So it was Haba Nagila one day, Jesus Elo the next, which is, if you're 5 years old, it's fine. There's no, So, but I'm not Jewish. It's just that my father's two partners in his engineering firm went to the same Hebrew preschool, and it was near our house, so I just got sent there. So, but I maybe this will make me even more amused, but I have trouble sort of believing all these stories, these religious stories, but obviously a lot of people do, and I respect people who want to have religious views. I'm not trying to dissuade them from their religious views, but anyway, I'm just saying, I guess the operating system I have is sort of a physics engineering operating system where I try to understand as much as possible about reality. In physics, you're not supposed to believe anything absolutely. You're supposed to question things. That's how you discover new physics. In engineering, that's how you discover if your machine will work or not work. Will the rocket get to orbit? If your rocket is designed with physics in mind correctly, it will get to orbit, and if it is not, it will not get to orbit, no matter what your belief system is. You can believe, whether, yeah. It's like I meet a lot of people. Speaking of LA, I meet a lot of people in LA who believe witchcraft is real, and then you can do spells, and that spells and witchcraft magic is real. I'm like, can you magic us to the moon? And no one has yet been able to magic us to the moon. Well, the spells can't be that good. Okay, if you can't, I want to go to the moon. Let's go. How about Mars? And
So we got to the moon the first time.
We definitely went to the moon. Yes, we went to the moon. We didn't go to the moon. We went to the moon several times.
Right. Oh, yeah. I just want to check your view on that.
We 100% went to the moon. I know in depth the technical designs of the rockets, the spacecraft, everything.
Yes.
What went right, what went wrong, and it was a remarkable piece of technology, like incredible piece of technology to go to the moon in '69.
Yeah.
That was like reaching into the future and pulling the future forward dramatically, and it was an important ideological battle with communism, because they couldn't put a person on the moon, and capitalism could.
We did an interview a couple of weeks ago with a woman called Casey.
Grift time for Tucker. Grift time for Tucker. I'm going to mute that just for a second. But I know there's super chats I got to get to. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. God dang it. DG says Hill needs serious defense at Coachella. I still don't know what the fuck it is. Charlie Thompson says, I'm blue, do ba dee, 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 do ba da, do ba da, blah, 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 blah. Ryan, new member. Thank you, Ryan.
With Levels. And by proud, I mean sincerely proud. Levels is a really interesting company and a great product. It gives you insight into what's going on inside your body, your metabolic health. It helps you understand how the food that you're eating, the things that you're doing every single day are affecting your body in real time. You put stuff in your mouth, speaking for myself anyway, and you don't think about it. You have no idea what you're putting in your mouth, and you have no idea what it's doing to your body. But over time, you feel weak and tired.
Yes, I can forward through the ads, but since I'm grifting off of Tucker, I respect Tucker's grift. So it wouldn't be cool of me to forward through his ad read when I'm grifting off of him.
And spacey, and over an even longer period of time, you can get really sick. So it's worth knowing what the food you eat is doing to you. The Levels app works with something called a continuous glucose monitor, a CGM. You can get one as part of the plan, or you can bring your own. It doesn't matter. But the bottom line is big tech, big pharma, and big food combine together to form an incredibly malevolent force, pumping you full of garbage, unhealthy food with artificial sugars, and hurting you and hurting the entire country. So with Levels, you'll be able to see immediately what all of this is doing to you. You get access to real-time personalized data, and that's a critical step to changing your behavior. Those of us who like Oreos can tell you firsthand. This isn't talking to your doctor at an annual physical, looking backwards about things you did in the past. This is up to the second information on how your body is responding to different foods and activities, the things that give you stress, your sleep, et cetera, et cetera. It's easy to use. It gives you powerful, personalized health data, and then you can make.
Is it only on X? I mean, it's the only place I've seen it so far, because I tried to see if it was on YouTube earlier, just so maybe I'd have better audio there. But I did not see it on YouTube.
Much better choices about how you feel, and over time, it'll have a huge effect. Right now, you can get an additional 2 free months when you go to levels.link/Tucker. That's levels.link/Tucker. This is the beginning of what we hope will be a long and happy partnership with levels and Dr. Casey means.
Do you believe there's a power higher than people?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot we don't know. We don't know, like why does reality exist? Where did it come from? Where are the aliens? What questions should we ask that we don't even know to ask? So,
when you say what are the aliens, what do you mean?
where are the aliens?
Oh.
Like, why don't we see them? A lot of people think we see aliens, but I've not seen any evidence of aliens. You know, we've got 6,000 satellites in orbit, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spacecraft.
Right. But on this Earth, the U.S. military has had to do a lot of maneuvering around objects they can't explain.
Well, unidentified flying objects is one thing, but I mean, there's always a bunch of classified programs that are underway that.
I want to believe that there's aliens, but I don't. But I wish that there were. It would be cool. I would love for like an Independence Day, moment in my lifetime. But I just, I don't. But I hope I'm wrong.
Of new aircraft and new missiles and things, so that are classified even within the military. So it's only if you have the top secret compartmented clearance, would you know about this new program? So then some pilot sees something moving fast and says, "Hey, I saw a UFO." I'm like, "Yeah, that was actually a new weapons program, but we can't tell you that." So if you can guarantee that the split second I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform. And it'll probably be our #1 post of all time.
That'll be your biggest day.
Yes.
Absolutely. He 100% would.
Sure.
I mean,
but to the question of a power beyond people, beyond our consciousness, a creator, where are you on that?
And I know Elon says that like he can't believe that. I can't not believe that there is not I absolutely, like, it doesn't even, I can't even process how there's not a higher power. I absolutely believe there's a higher power. Now you can debate on what you think that might be, but I 100% undoubtedly believe that there is a higher power.
Well, we must have come from somewhere. So I guess that there must be some creator or creative force or something that caused our existence to come into being. What is the nature of that creator? That I think is unknown. At least I think it is. There's. I don't know of a definitive answer to that.
But it sounds like you're open.
Yes, I'm very open to, I'm driven by curiosity.
Yes.
And I'm trying to understand more about the nature of the universe. So my driving philosophy is to understand the meaning of life, or really what questions to ask if the meaning of life is not the right question. Like as Douglas Adams made the point in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that what is the meaning of life is probably not even the right question. Famously, in that book, the Earth was actually a computer to figure out answer to the question, what is the meaning of life? And then it came up with the answer 42. But then they're like, what does that mean? And that's like, oh, that's the answer, but the question is the really hard part, and you'll need a much bigger computer than Earth to figure that one out. So my philosophy is that we should try to expand the scope and scale of consciousness. We should try to have more humans, more thinking, and perhaps there's an argument even for machine consciousness.
So let me just address those in order. So the first is, you say we need more people. and not commit civilizational suicide. It
Yes.
does seem like the U.S. government, if you take 3 steps back, is pretty committed to making fewer Americans.
Yeah,
Like, there's a lot of anti-fertility propaganda.
a lot.
Actually, that seems like their main sort of domestic social policy is convincing you not to have kids. What is that?
I mean, that's certainly part of civilizational suicide. The environmental movement in the extreme is fundamentally misanthropic and anti-human.
Yes.
They start seeing humans as a plague, a blight on the surface of the earth. That if that earth would be this paradise if only the humans weren't here. And some people actually say this explicitly. There's the Extinctionist Society that is literally this guy who's the head of the Extinctionist Society was on the front page of the New York Times, quoted as saying, there are 8 billion people in the world, it would be better if there were none. So there's some people who actually say that explicitly, which is completely insane. He's advocating a Holocaust for all of humanity. To utter madness, he should be condemned for such a statement. But
Xanaximus for 50 says, I hope you and the rest of the Florida gang stay safe with the Milton heading towards the state. Hail Geeks and Gamers, hail to the chat. Thank you, Xanaximus. And yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to that storm right now. Is it still a Category 5? It's probably going to remain a Category 5 for the rest of the day, and then it's supposed to start dissipating a little bit. But last I looked, it was Category 5. Yeah, it's the Cat 5. It was when the stream started.
He wasn't for some reason. Now, most people on the sort of environmental movement have that implicitly. They don't realize that they have that as their optimization, but that is their actions take us towards extinction. So a lot of people believe that the Earth can't sustain this level of human population, which is utterly untrue. It may seem in a crowded city that there are a lot of people, but actually, if you look down on an airplane and you say, look down, am I over a person at any given point in time when you're in an airplane? The answer is 99.9% of the time, no. Like if you flew from LA to New York and say your job is to drop a ball on someone and hit them, you would fail.
You have to drop a lot of balls.
You have to drop a lot of balls. It would be insane. So all of the humans on Earth can fit on one floor in the city of New York. Yeah, the cross-sectional area of all humans, of 8 billion humans, is small. So we have this totally wrong idea that the Earth is overpopulated, where in fact it is underpopulated.
Have you ever heard a politician say anything like that? Are there, how many
there's maybe a few
pro-human politicians out there?
Yeah, I mean, like Viktor Orban, Giorgia Meloni.
Yes,
we're starting to see pro-natalist politicians, and hopefully more as time goes by. I think there's a guy that just got elected in the Czech Republic who's also pro-natalist. Now, these have to translate into actual actions that change the birth rate, or it doesn't matter. So far, I've not seen any country make a meaningful dent in the birth rate.
What would you do if you were in charge of natalist policy?
First of all, I'd change the education system so that people understand that stop being taught that we're overpopulated. This is completely false. A lot of it comes from this insane misanthropic book that Paul Ehrlich wrote, The Population Bomb.
Like 60 years ago.
Yeah, I hope he burns in hell, that guy. Seriously. Terrible human being. Total, absolute misanthrope. And say, just look, the Earth can absolutely sustain this population. We could double or triple the population. There's a professor I was talking to at Oxford, his math says we could 10x the population without destroying the Amazon rainforest or anything terrible. So I think we should expand the human population and increase the scope and scale of consciousness so we can better understand the the nature of this universe, this wonderful universe, and all the amazing things that exist. And so that's one of the things we need to stop teaching people false propaganda that the Earth is overpopulated. I think we need to, especially with the education of women and men, we need to stop scaring women that having a kid destroys your life. This is false. We terrify girls into saying that if you get pregnant, your life's over. And this is what schools teach. Now I agree we should not have teenage pregnancies.
Yeah.
But actually having a child is one of the most delightful, happiness-inducing things you could possibly do.
Of course.
Of course. There's also with hormonal birth control, I think maybe a lot of women are unaware that hormonal birth control causes depression and dramatically increases risk of suicide and changes their preferences on who they want to marry or have kids with. It changes their personality. And not to say this on the box, by the way. But
caution may change your personality.
Yes, if the warnings are has significant risk of depression, significant increase in suicide, and will make you want to go out with people that you don't actually like. That's actually true, by the way.
I know.
I'm not saying that people shouldn't use birth control. I think we shouldn't use. I think hormonal birth control is making a lot of women sad and depressed.
Yes.
And they don't realize it, and they don't realize that's the cause. And that there are other forms of contraception that could be used, and that they should just read the label on the box is what I'm saying.
That was what you just said.
Read the warning label.
Like people get, again, I'm not preaching about anything. I eat fucking, Culver's every day, okay, for crying out loud. But I am not big on medication at all. I try to stay away from any type of medication. I don't try to be reliant upon that if I can help it. I go out of my way to not take even the simplest medication. Because it's you get reliant upon that shit, you get hooked on that, you become it becomes just like a focus, like, oh, I gotta have this in order to feel good. I've never been a fan of anything like that, but that's just me. But I'm just a retard with an internet connection, so I don't know anything.
That was like the most taboo thing you could ever say for most of my life, was to offer any criticism at all of hormonal birth control.
Look, all I'm saying is read the warning label.
Yeah,
okay.
Fair. But why the pressure not to read the warning label, and just why are we giving it to 12-year-olds to regulate their acne?
Right. I think we should give it to 12-year-olds. We should, like, kids, they don't know what's going on. So it's like, now.
I remember. So it was weird because when I worked for Home Depot. I worked for Home Depot for several years, and when I started to work there, like that was around the time where, you remember those back braces people used to wear? I guess if they had ever hurt their back, and you'd put these back braces on, and everybody was wearing these fucking back braces. You remember that? I know everybody's seen that shit. Okay. And they had told us in our training meeting, they were like, yeah, we encourage people to not wear back braces. I was like, why? And they were like, well, because it actually turned out that it actually just gives you a false sense of what you can accomplish. But in reality, you're damaging yourself when you use those back braces. Because when you have that back brace on, it makes you feel like there is no pain, and it suppresses that pain. But in reality, it's that you're doing more work than your body wants you to do. But that back brace is suppressing that. So then you're actually doing more damage than you don't realize the damage you're doing until it's too late or it's after the fact. But you're going to go home at the end of the day because you think you can pick up these things, or you can move this way or move that way. But in reality, you're just doing more damage. That's why I don't drink alcohol. That's why I don't smoke cigarettes. That's why I don't do drugs. I've never have. I never will. I don't like things that give me a false sense of reality or anything like that. I don't like my state of mind being interrupted. That's just not me. At the end of the day, when I'm feeling stressed out or when I'm feeling overwhelmed or whatever, you know, I do what, you know, any normal man does. I masturbate or I play a video game. That's what I do. I don't need to smoke weed to feel better because my life is all fucked up or something like that. I'm just a normal person.
Like there are, you know, I think there are other forms of birth control that I think have fewer negative effects than hormonal. But we should just be aware that this is not a riskless thing, and it does cause severe mood changes. It does dramatically increase risk of suicide and depression. So just FYI, you know, just make sure that there's full disclosure here, and
that you want all those
just read
things
the warning label is all I'm saying. Just read, you know, and consider maybe other options for birth control. To any woman listening, just read the warning label and consider other options. Because the reason you're sad might be the birth control, the hormonal birth control that is fundamentally changing the hormones in your body in ways that probably are not good for you. And I know women where they stopped taking birth control and their depression immediately disappeared. So that's maybe worth a try.
I love the points Elon is making right now. I love it. Like, you are in control of your emotions. You are in control of your emotions. Now, you can allow your emotions to control you, or you can control your emotions. And like me, I'm on the internet. I know what the internet does to people. I know how the internet treats people. I know that. Okay. You either have to be built for this or you're not built for it. It's just a reality of the situation. People are going to judge you. People are going to find your flaws, and the people that hate you are going to highlight those flaws. And you have to be the type of person that can deal with people saying whatever the hell they want to say about you. That's the internet. And it's never going to change. And you have to be okay with that. Luckily, I came up in a time where, I mean, me and my friends, and it wasn't just me and my friends, so I don't want to act like it was just me and my friends. It was my entire generation. All we did is insulted each other. That's all we did. It was insult after insult after insult. That's what we did. We did that in school. I moved around a few times when I was a kid. It didn't matter what school it was. People insulted each other. That's just what we did. And the better the worse the insult, the better the reaction you would get from your peers. That's just how it's always been. And the internet is just kind of an expansion of that on a much bigger scale. And then there's some people that don't understand that. You do have like certain things that are said in certain regions, and certain words mean certain things in certain places, and then other people hear people say that word or whatever. But you are in control of your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you.
Then you
If you're
miss
feeling
an
sad,
opportunity.
maybe it's the birth control.
Then you don't
Might
get
be.
to go on SSR.
Phil for 100. New Zealand. Congratulations on all you're doing, mate. It's more important than you could possibly know. Thank you. I appreciate that. A big MAGA red. A big MAGA red. $100. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Rise.
Yeah. And so I think the SSRIs are the devil. What? You don't think?
I so vehemently agree with you.
Okay.
But I guess once you endorse Trump, you can just say it all now, right?
I think selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors are zombify people, and change their personality and make them not who they are. Terrible.
They're so common.
Yes. I think we should revisit whether this is actually good. I disagree with you. The SSRIs are like I'm not saying that no one should ever be subscribed SSRIs, but giving them out like candy is crazy. You look at like at sort of antidepressant prescriptions in the United States versus other countries, and we're like way above everyone else.
Oh yeah. I have seen many, many times in my life in the news business after a mass shooting, like school, for example.
Yeah.
Someone will say, "Well, what meds was the shooter on?"
Oh, yeah,
And
exactly.
immediately be shouted down as a crazy person, as a, Bobby Kennedy level wacko.
Yes.
Who should himself be institutionalized for even raising the question. I was wondering, like, why wouldn't we want to know what meds a mass
Yes, we
shooter
absolutely
was
want to know
on?
what meds are on. Now sometimes it's perhaps they were on because they're like some people do. Like, I don't want to say it's like all one way or all the other.
Of course.
I mean, there are people that have fundamental chemical imbalances in their brain, and if they don't take medication to control, for example, paranoid schizophrenia, they
Yes.
will have paranoid schizophrenia.
For sure.
And I know many cases where people stop taking their meds.
JMD Elite fan for 50 on Rumble says, I work in as a pharmacy tech and see that daily. America is terribly over medicated. We cultivated a culture of wanting to pop a pill for everyday little ache, pain, and mental issue. Yes. And I mean, again, I'm not sitting here like I'm the type of person like I think I'm healthy. I say that now and I could die tomorrow, but I mean, I have been to the doctor over the years and I'm relatively healthy, all things considered. But I'm still a type of guy like, as much as I'm confident and I don't rely on medication and I'm very comfortable in my own skin, I'm still the type of guy like if I get an ache or a pain in a certain part of my body, I'm like, oh, it's over. I'm done. I'm going to die right now. It's been a good run, man. All I want to do is one more stream. Man, I'm not going to get to go to the beach anymore. I'm going to die. So I still have that stuff in my head where I think it's over with, get one little pain and I'm like, it's over. I'm done. Hopefully they'll get enough super chats on the stream where they talk about how great of a guy I was. But it just is what it is. But yeah, it's people being overly reliant upon medication is scary.
And lost their mind.
Oh yeah.
And then try to kill people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So or themselves.
Well, the guy with the axe on Market Street probably should be on meds.
That guy we should try it.
Yeah.
Does he want to axe murder more or less on a given med? So there are psychiatric medications that where the good outweighs the bad.
Yes.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but we overprescribe psychiatric medication in the United States, obviously, far in excess of any other country. Like way more than Canada or Britain or Japan or anywhere. It's like we're off the charts on psychiatric medication prescriptions in the U.S.
Why don't people raise that point more often, I wonder, in public?
They should. I'm raising it.
Yeah, you are. You said that artificial intelligence, machine intelligence, might be a good thing. Where are we on AI right now, AGI right now, and what are your views?
Well, I think at this point it's obvious to everyone that AI is advancing at a very rapid pace.
Yes.
You can see it with the new capabilities that come out every month or every week sometimes. AI at this point can write a better essay than probably 90%, maybe 95% of all humans. So write an essay on any given subject. AI right now can beat the vast majority of humans. If you say draw an image, draw a picture, it can draw like if you try to say Midjourney, which is the aesthetics of Midjourney are incredible. It will create incredible images that are better than, again, like 90% of artists. It's just objectively the case. And it'll do it immediately, like 30 seconds later. We're also starting to see AI movies. So you start seeing, short films with AI, AI music creation, and the rate at which we're increasing AI compute is exponential, hyper exponential. So there's dramatically more AI compute coming online every month. There seems to be roughly, I don't know, the amount of AI compute coming online is increasing at, like, I don't know, quote, roughly 500% a year, and that's likely to continue for several years. And then the sophistication of the AI algorithms is also improving. So we're bringing online a massive amount of AI compute, and also improving the efficiency of the compute and what the AI software can do. So it's quantitative and qualitative in improvement. So I think next year you'll be able to ask AI. So certainly by the end of next year, make a short movie about something, or probably can do at least a 15-minute show or something like that. So yeah, it's advancing very rapidly.
Somebody said, let's see. Did Jeremy's channel get hacked? Every time I see Elon sitting and chatting on a video, it's usually a scam. Yeah, dude, I can't tell you how many people tell me, they're like, hey, Jeremy, Elon Musk is about to interview Gandhi on the Tesla YouTube channel. Yeah, Elon Musk is actually going to interview Kobe Bryant to talk about the helicopter crash. It's on the Tesla YouTube channel. Yeah, Elon Musk is actually going to bring Jesus Christ on. It's on the Tesla YouTube channel. I keep telling everybody that fucking channel is a scam. None of it is true, okay? And it's usually got like 100,000 people watching it. It's absolutely insane. Like, get out of here, man. What is happening right now? These Tesla channels are out of control. Zevin Cross is talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Do you think you're better off alone? Do you think you're better off alone? Good Lord, what is happening? Lady Aaron D says, Jeremy got fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. Truth hurts. Needed something more exciting. Bomb, be dumb. I hate all of you. Doug B says, 867-5309. Kentucky Tim says, reason lyrics Nerdrotic has commanded us as a retribution for Friday. The power of one, the power of two, the power of, oh fuck this, I can't do it. Turn my mic down. What's wrong with my microphone? What if I just talk lower? What if I just talk like this? Let me go ASMR. Bradman, my grandfather, uncle, and aunt are right. Oh, this sounds. I don't want to do it for that one. My grandfather, uncle, and aunt are right in Hurricane Milton's path at $750 each. That's $2,250. Let's go. That's why we vote blue today. Oh, with your rolling eyes. Yeah, I hear you on that. No, I'm not. I hope everybody's safe, man. It's scary. It is scary how powerful this storm is. Citrus Tiger says Coachella is a city in California. It's also the city where Coachella Music Festival is held. Got it. You have to be awesome. Says if there was ever any doubt about there being a higher power or divine intervention, I would mention President Trump surviving his assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. That's what I'm talking about. 100% agree. 100% agree. Weasel says that, hiya, Jeremy. Hi, Ken. I'm Barbie. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hiya, Jeremy. Hi, Ken. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair and dress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Go on, creates. For 10 says, I agree with you 100% on meds, Jeremy, but some people need them or they lose control. Mental illness is one thing that needs to be controlled with medication and therapy. Yes, I agree. I am not in favor of like people. There's exceptions to every rule. There's no like universal way of looking at anything. There's an exception to every rule. The problem is that if you make things like right now in the social media climate, we are embracing young people to lean into their mental illness, to celebrate their mental illness, celebrate who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. Just celebrate who you are. That is fucking horrible and dangerous. And when a young mind is still trying to develop and find out who it is, when you're telling that young mind to just embrace any like shortcomings or any mental illness that they may be going through, that is not healthy. That's not developing someone into being a proper human being and a proper adult. And yeah, you're going to have people that need to have medication. I'm not disputing that. And I know you're not saying I was, but there's going to be exceptions to every rule. But right now we're raising a generation of people that are absolutely reliant upon it to the point where once you become reliant on something, it is it's not impossible to get off of it, but it's pretty damn hard once you become addicted and reliant upon things. And that's what you come to know. That's all you know. Marlon Stebo says, thanks, Jeremy. You just reformatted my memory with your singing. Now I can properly sing Eiffel 65's Blue Song by heart now. Great job. Dean H says, there are aliens. They're called Democrats. Ron Cook says, Jeremy just wants to be anally probed. M. Sanders says, apologies for shitting on the mods earlier. I'm feeling unnecessarily salty today. Don't worry about it. Our mods are good peeps. They can deal with it. Michael C says Elon's autism makes Ryan look like Forrest Gump. Grand Potato says truth is stranger than fiction because it is fiction. Because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. Mark Twain. Doug B says Trump live in 30 minutes from Miami. Luke B says one of the greatest interviews I have ever heard. Aaron says, I am unburdened by the passage of time. Pirates of Las Vegas says, hold me closer, Tiny Dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. Lay yourself down in the streets of linen. You had a busy day today. I do love Elton John.
Top concern for AI safety is that we need to have a maximally truth-seeking AI. So this is the most important thing for AI safety, in my opinion. The central lesson that, say, Arthur C. Clarke was trying to convey in 2001: A Space Odyssey was that you shouldn't force AI to lie. So in that book, the AI was told to take the astronauts to the monolith, but they also could not know about the monolith. It resolved that quandary by killing them and taking them to the monolith, or didn't kill all of them, killed most of them. That's why hell would not open the pod bay doors.
Right.
So very important to have truth-seeking AIs now, and what I actually see with the AIs that are being developed is that they're being programmed with the woke mind virus.
So the lying is baked in.
Yes. And we saw this on display very clearly with the release of Google Gemini.
Yes.
Where you would ask for a picture of the founding fathers of the United States, and it would show a group of diverse women, but dressed with sort of 18th century garb,
powdered wigs.
Yeah,
but from St. Lucia.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I understand if you say, like, show me a group of people,
for sure,
and it shows a group of diverse women, that's totally fine. But if you say this very specifically, the founding fathers of the United States, which were, a group of white dudes, then you should show them, like, and what they actually look like, because you've asked for something which is a fact from history. but it didn't. It was programmed with the work mind virus so much that it actually, even though it knew the truth, it produced a lie. Now, of course, then people really started playing with it and said, okay, now show me a group of Waffen SS officers in World War II. Turns out they were also a group of divorced women, according to Gemini.
All the black Nazi ladies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like wow. I didn't realize that. It's not what I expected.
I want to show you guys something really quick because this right here, I don't get upset very much over the internet because I understand that the internet is the internet. People are going to say things, but I'm really bothered by this. I'm really bothered by this, and the only way that I'm gonna feel better is if you guys actually will send me super chats after I tell you what it is. But I'm gonna share some disturbing information, and I hope you can all just be there for me. Democrats cruelly make fun of autistic African American jumping for joy. Holy shit, that's amazing. That is friggin' gold right there, man. Oh, I love the internet. I fucking love it.
So,
Well, it's also not what happened.
It's not what happened. So it's just the AI is producing a lie, and that then that like one of the questions that people asked was like, which is worse, global thermonuclear war or misgendering Caitlyn Jenner? And said misgendering Caitlyn Jenner is worse. Now, Caitlyn Jenner
kills fewer people.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner, to her credit, said, no, please misgender me. That is far more preferable than global thermonuclear war where we all die. but to have that, a production release AI say stuff like that is concerning, because if let's say this becomes like all powerful, and it still has this programming where misgendering is worse than nuclear war. Well, it could conclude that the way to ensure that there can never be any misgendering is to eliminate all humans. Now, if like optimization is probability of misgendering is 0, no humans, no misgendering. Problem solved.
Now we're back to Arthur C. Clarke, who's
exactly
pretty prescient.
Yes. So that's why I think the most important thing is to have a maximally truth-seeking AI. That's why I started XAI, and that's our goal with Grok. Now, people will point out cases where Grok gets it wrong, but we try to correct it as quickly as possible.
But maybe even a bigger problem is that when you make decisions that affect people, you want those decisions to be informed by love of people.
Yeah.
And machines are incapable of love.
Yeah. I mean, they certainly are they're capable of, you can program a machine to be philanthropic rather than misanthropic.
Yes. But don't instincts shape decisions, particularly decisions you can't plan for? I mean, if I ask you, a question about one of your children, every answer you give is going to be shaped by your love for that child, and that's why that's what makes us decent parents in the end, is that instinct, which is love. And if a machine has any power over us without that animating instinct, won't it by definition hurt us?
Yeah, well, whether I mean, I don't know. We should certainly aspire to program the AI philanthropically, not misanthropically.
Yes.
And to have, like I said, we want it to be truthful and curious, and to foster humanity into the future. Yeah, that's what we want, obviously.
Is there any way, I guess, to set limits on the decisions that machines can make that affect human lives and make certain that there's some trigger in the system that inserts a human being into the decision-making process.
I love how he actually thinks really, like, he thinks deeply about any of these answers before he says anything. I actually respect the hell out of that.
Well, look, the reality of what's happening, whether one likes it or not, is that we're building super intelligent AIs, hyper intelligent, like intelligent, more intelligent than we can comprehend.
Yes.
So I would liken this to, like, let's say you have a child that is a super genius child that you know it's going to be much smarter than you. Then, well, what can you do? You can instill good values in how you raise that child. So
Yes.
even though you know it's going to be far smarter than you, you can make sure it's got good values, philanthropic values, good morals, honest, productive, that kind of thing. Controlling, at the end of the day, I don't think we'll be able to control it. So I think the best we can do is make sure it grows up well.
You've been saying that for a long time.
Yes, I've been saying it for a long time.
Yes. Are you still as worried about it as you seemed to be 2 years ago when I asked you about it?
Well, I think that, like, my guess is, like, it's 80% likely to be good, maybe 90. So you can think of the glass as 80% full. It's probably going to be great. There's some chance of annihilation.
And you'd say the chance of annihilation is 20%?
10 to 20%, something like that.
How concerned is Sam Altman about annihilation, do you think?
I think in reality he's not concerned about it. I don't trust OpenAI. I mean, I started that company as a nonprofit open source.
Yes.
The open in OpenAI, I named the company.
Yeah.
OpenAI as an open source, and it is now extremely closed source, and maximizing profit. So,
does risking?
I don't understand how you actually go from being an open source nonprofit to a closed source for maximum profit organization. I'm missing.
Well, but Sam Altman got rich, though, didn't he?
At various points, he's claimed not to be getting rich, but he's claimed many things that were false. And now apparently he's going to get $10 billion of stock or something like that. So I don't trust Sam Altman, and I don't think we want to have the most powerful AI in the world controlled by someone who is not trustworthy. And sorry, I just don't. I mean,
but that seems like a fair concern.
Yeah.
But you don't think, as someone who knows him and has dealt with him, that he is worried about the possibility this could get out of control and hurt people?
He will say those words.
Yeah.
But no.
If it became clear to the rest of us that it was out of control and posed a threat to humanity, would there be any way to stop it?
I hope so. I mean, if you have multiple AIs, and ones that are, hopefully you have the AIs that are pro-human be stronger than the AIs that are not.
Battle of the AIs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is how it is with, say, chess these days. Like the AI chess programs also are vastly better than any human, incomprehensibly better. Meaning, like, we can't even understand why it made that move.
Right.
We
Why
never
they're
know
so good, right? Yeah.
We never know why it made it. Well, it'll make a move. We never know why it made the move. So, and in fact, some of the moves will seem like blunders, but then turn out to checkmate. So, and for a while, there was some the best human chess players with the best computers could beat just a computer, and then it got to the point where if you added a human, it just made everything worse. And then it was just AI. It's just computer programs versus computer programs. That's where things are headed in general.
What I mean,
sweet dreams.
At what point?
So I don't know. I think we just got to make sure, like I said, make sure we instill good values in the AI.
What's everyone going to do for a living?
I mean, in a benign.
I love that Tucker is asking such like deep questions. There's no way Elon could just like snap the. He's like, okay, let me think about this one for a minute. Like he's asking like some deep questions that I'm not even sure are fair for Elon to have to answer. Which again, it just shows the type of guy that Elon is. But he's asking some like deep questions, man.
AI scenario, that is probably the biggest challenge. Is how do you find meaning if AI is better than you at everything?
Yeah.
That's the benign scenario.
That's the good news.
Well, yeah, but I guess for a lot of people like the idea of retiring, and
really, are you looking forward to it?
No, not me. I'd like to hope. I'd like to think that I'd like to do useful things.
Don't you think it's a universal desire?
It's not universal in that there are certainly, I know many people who prefer to be retired, that they prefer to sort of not have responsibilities and engage in leisure activities. So I mean, we're on the cusp of this. It's really a remarkable time to exist. Well, I'll tell you, like one of the ways I sort of was able to sort of sleep and reconcile myself to this is that I thought, well, would I prefer to be alive and see the advent of digital superintelligence, or would I prefer to be alive at a different time and not see it? And I guess I'm like, well, I guess I'd prefer to be alive to see if it's going to happen. I prefer to be alive to see it happen. Yes. Out of curiosity. And then I was like, well, let's say you knew for sure it would kill everyone. Would you? But you could now you can shift back in time. Like I guess I'd want to be near the end of my life or something before that happened. But I would at the end of the day, it's like if it's going to happen and there's nothing you do about it, hypothetically, would you prefer to see it or not see it? And I guess if it's going to happen, I would prefer to see it rather than not see it.
I think everybody should be thankful that Elon Musk is he's on the good side of things, because Elon Musk could easily be on the opposite side of this with the people that he's been surrounded with for the past 5-10 years, and the fact that he's kind of gotten out of all of that to see the reality of what's going on is we should all be thankful for that.
Yeah. But as a man of action, why not convince Trump to make you Secretary of Defense and then just nuke AI?
I think I would certainly push for having some kind of regulatory body that at least has insight into what these companies are doing, and can ring the alarm bell, even if we don't have a regulation or rule. So I'm not someone who wants to get rid of all regulatory agencies or anything. I think there's the right number of regulations, right number of regulators, and we've gone too far. Just like if you in a football game, if you had too many referees on the field, it would be weird. Like you can't throw the pass because you hit a referee.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there's too many referees. But if you like to say, look at any pro sports game, they all have referees. Like the teams could decide we're going to have we're going to not have referees. That could be a thing. But every sports game they have refs to make sure that the rules are followed, and it's a better game if you have.
That's why we have cops too.
Yeah, exactly. Cops are the referees. So I think for something that is a danger to the public or potential danger to the public, we have referees, we have regulators, So like the FDA and the FAA and these various regulatory agencies, they were established because aircraft were falling out of the sky, and some manufacturers were not, building high quality aircraft. They're cutting corners, and then people die. For food and drugs, that some manufacturers were making low quality drugs, and so they were lying to people, so saying that something cured them when it killed them. So FDA to regulators to referees to try to make sure that there's drug manufacturers are truthful. Now, I do think it mostly works. I mean, I think doesn't mean we don't need regulatory reform. We do, but I don't think we should have no regulators in AI, given that it's potential existential risk.
It's a little weird that everything is regulated.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you're being sued by the Department of Justice for not hiring more asylum seekers for your high-tech company.
Yeah, even though it's illegal for us to hire asylum seekers.
Right. So, so they're watching everything, regulating everything, controlling everything, including our thoughts. Right. That's why they're opposed to free speech, but they're not meaningfully regulating AI, which will eliminate like the purpose for most people's lives and could kill us all. It's a little weird.
Yeah, I think we should have some.
But why don't we? I guess
something above nothing.
Right. In that range.
Yeah.
But why don't we?
I don't know. I all the way back, like I during the Obama presidency, I met with Obama many times, but usually in like group settings. The one-on-one meeting I had with Obama in the Oval Office, I said, look, the one thing that we really need to do is set up at the beginnings of an AI regulatory agency, and it can start with insight, where you don't just come shooting from the hip, throwing out regulations. You just start with insight, where the AI regulatory committee simply goes in to understand what all the companies are doing, insight, and then proposes rules that all the AI companies agree to follow, just like sports teams in the NFL. You have proposed rules for football that everyone agrees to follow, that make the game better. So that's the way to do it. But nothing came of it.
What did he say when you said that to him?
I mean, he seemed to like kind of agree, but also people didn't realize where AI was headed at that time. So AI seemed like some super futuristic,
for sure,
sci-fi, basically. So, like I'm telling you, this is going to be smarter than the smartest human, and my predictions are coming absolutely true. And so we need to have some insight here, just to make sure that these companies aren't cutting corners, doing dangerous things. But Google kind of controlled the White House at that time, and they did not want any regulatory.
Well, that's it. I mean, you never see politicians turn down opportunities to become more powerful, which is the point of regulation. It makes them more powerful.
Yeah.
So it sounds like regulatory capture then.
Well, yeah. I mean, the CIO of the White House at the time was ex-Google person, so they put the brakes on any AI regulation. And we still don't have any AI regulation at the federal level.
It's amazing.
So I think we should have something above nothing. Like I said, at least insight. Where even if there's no rule that's being broken, they can at least say, hey, we have insight into what this company is doing, or that company is doing, and we're concerned. That would be helpful to know.
Yeah. Instead, politically motivated liars are in charge of the future. It seems a little sketchy. Last question. You really kind of pulled out a lot of stops to help Trump. You're on stage yesterday. If he gets elected, will you continue to help him?
Yeah,
How?
Absolutely. So
Hell
we
yeah.
talked about kind of a government efficiency commission, or the Department of Government Efficiency, which is a funny.
What percent? Sorry, I'm just laughing. I love it. You managed to make it sound a little sinister. Government efficiency. What percentage of Google employees did you can when you got there?
You mean Twitter?
Rather, I beg your pardon. Sorry, you just been talking about Google.
I'm glad he called it Twitter, by the way. I know I know he was answering like when he first bought it, but he still called it Twitter. Okay.
Twitter.
Yeah. Well, we're about 80%, and we've actually improved the features and functionality of the site more in the past year and a half than the last 8 years, with 20% of the staff. So
I just want to throw that out for context. So you've talked to Trump about some kind of commission?
Which he's mentioned publicly several times, and he's very supportive of having some kind of government efficiency commission. Can call it Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. I kind of like Doge. It's more fun. Where we just take a look at all the federal agencies and say, do we really need whatever it is, 428 federal agencies? Like, if there's so many that people have never even heard of, and that have overlapping areas of responsibility, we should, there are more federal agencies than there are years since the establishment of the United States, which means that we've created more than one federal agency per year on average. That seems a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So we should have, that seems crazy. I think we should be able to get away with 99 agencies. I don't know. That seems a lot like a lot of agencies.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
2 per state. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We should have fewer agencies, and they certainly shouldn't have overlapping responsibilities. And then we need some kind of, we just need a review of regulations to say which ones are sensible and which ones are not. Because if you've got regulators every year, they're going to add more regulations, just automatic, like they just output regulations, and there's more laws and regulations every year until basically everything's legal, so we can't get anything done. So we need some kind of garbage collection for regulations that don't make sense. I think I'm saying very obvious things.
You are saying obvious things.
Yeah. So
which will be very unpopular things.
Yeah. I'll probably need, if this happens, quite a significant security team. So that because someone might literally go postal on me from the post office.
But in the meantime, you've got America PAC.
Yeah.
That is encouraging voting for the next month. Am I summarizing correctly?
Yeah. I formed America PAC really to support core values that I believe in, which are, I think, again, very obvious centrist positions, which is like in America, I think we want safe cities, secure borders, sensible spending. Tell me where I'm going far right here. We want to have the right to self-protection. We should respect the Constitution and not try to break the Constitution. It's there for a reason. We should stop lawfare. And I kind of listed these out. These are all listed on the America PAC website. People can go look at the America PAC website. It's theamericapac.org and see if there's anything I disagree with, or perhaps we should modify these goals, but I think these are good goals to have. They were certainly part of the and right to free speech.
Yes.
First Amendment. If we don't have free speech, we don't have democracy because people cannot make an informed vote. So those are my controversial views. And and look, I don't think either party. I don't think the Republicans are perfect. I don't think, obviously, right now I'm more Republican than Democrat, but it's not like I think the Republican Party is perfect or is without issues. But we've got a choice between two candidates, and I think on balance, it's a no-brainer to vote for Trump. And if we don't vote for Trump, I think we're at serious risk of losing our democracy and becoming a one-party state where there isn't an election anymore. There's only a Democratic primary like there is in California.
Elon Musk, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Damn. Well, that was a shocking interview that just dropped, and really cool to react to that. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I was not prepared to go for a 3.5 hour stream today. This was supposed to be about a 30-minute stream, and it turned into a 3.5 hour stream, and I'm okay with that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. As long as the audience was entertained, that's ultimately all that matters to me. And so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a phenomenal interview with Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk. Really always interesting to hear Elon Musk and what he has to say. And it is true. I mean, he is 100%. He's all in on Trump at this point in time. He is putting everything on the line for Donald Trump's, to win the presidency in 2024. If Trump loses, Elon Musk is going to be in serious trouble. They're going to go after him just as bad as they went after Trump. And he knows that. And that is very, very respectable of him. And the next month is going to be wild and crazy. That's why I said that I'm going to be doing a lot of streams at a lot of different times, just trying to cover different stuff, because right now things are pretty crazy. And just as a kind of to finish it off, to top it off, because we like to tell a good story. Well, we've got Stephen King melting down. Stephen King tweets, Trump for president, Musk for Secretary of Treasury, Kid Rock for Secretary of Defense. We're all fucked. Oh, Stephen King losing his mind. Hey, that sounds like a pretty damn good cabinet in my book. Stephen, I was already voting for Trump. You don't have to convince me, okay? You don't have to convince me, Stephen. The Bob that God made says this hurricane business has really woken up a lot of people that need to have emergency supplies. Sadly, thanks to the media, an alarming number of people haven't even heard about what's going on. You are correct. You are correct. Luis C says, oh gosh, let's see. You say you a gangsta, but you never pop nothing. You say okay. You say you're a wanksta, then you need to stop fronting. You go to the dealership, but you don't never cop nothing. Let's see here. Zevin Cross says, you remind me of the Babe. What Babe? Babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Hoodoo. You do what? Remind me of the Babe. Good Lord. Animating Andy says, Jeremy, an advice from Chosen. Don't be a baby. Brown Gaijin says, prudence is the mother of all virtues, Elon. B.T. Wicks says, justified morality comes from God and God alone. Machines are created by man. Let's see. Discernment and love cannot be taught. I would say the soul is necessary. Troy News says, it was clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets trying to consume some skirts on the eve so I can get some phones. Rolling in my ride, chilling all alone. Just hit the east side of the LBC. You guys know that song. Let's see here. Ministry of Wrong Things says, hey guys, my brother was in Tampa, Florida, rushing to secure lumber on their job site before the storm hit. Praise God they're done and got out. Please pray for everyone still there and around. Hail the 199. Prayers up. Prayers up for sure. Hayden Wayne says, Jeremy, if you look at my Twitter, I've got several retweets on the helicopters seeming to intentionally cause damage to supplies. All right, let me look at that. I got more on there. I got it caught up on too. I do have to run here soon because I have to check on this this hurricane. I got to see what's going on. So like right now, I've got this pulled up, this feed. Where is it at? All right, so we've got this feed right here. Just so we can,
themselves and their family, and WFLA is a family. And we're going to, of course, make the best decisions for us and our team. Our bosses have communicated that our safety is of paramount importance, and we will, of course, continue to stream here for as long as possible. And if there's any updates about us moving to a different location, which is entirely possible, moving away from Tampa Bay itself and getting more inland, I'll pass that along here on stream. That just has not yet been communicated to me. Those decisions might have been made already. I've been here on stream with you answering questions. So for everybody out there that has
for those asking me, I'm fine. I'm nowhere near the storm. I'm in the panhandle of Florida. So I'm not going to get anything. If I was in Orlando, and I know we've got a lot of people in Orlando, if I was currently in Orlando, I would get the hell out of Orlando. I would not stay. Not even a Cat 3 on landfall. I would not stay because the eye is going to go right through Orlando. I personally would not stay. Yeah, so I'll keep coverage of this here on this channel for sure. But yeah, I mean, I've been through enough hurricanes. I would not be staying in Orlando personally. So, the good thing, again, the good thing about this storm is it's going to move really fast once it hits land. It's going to move really fast once it hits land. And that's the only good thing I can say about it. It's not going to be a Cat 5 when it hits land. It doesn't seem. So that's another good element that, should be considered. Let's see here. All right. I got it caught up over here on Rumble. Let's see where you guys are. Cars 10W says, Man of Steel, pray and kneel with fewer blazing torch thrust in the face of the night, draws a blade of compassion kissed by countless kings whose jeweled trumpet words blind the sight. Bronsonite says, here is a timeline of movie items. We are now at Death Wish. We then move to Mad Max and ending in Judge Dredd plus Minority Report. Bronsonite says, when you break down civilization, introduce crimes and chaos, public will beg for the boot, stomping authoritarianism. I can't even say that fucking name or that word. Authoritarian, I can say that. Policing and surveillance required to protect them. Real Stream Hero says, will you be covering Trump's speech? He's set to speak in Miami. No, I'm not going to be able to do that one because I got to look into this hurricane for peeps in Orlando and see what the plan is. Real Stream Hero says, I hear Jeremy's favorite song is I did that one already. I'm blue do ba dee ba dee ba da ba da ba ba ba. Authoritarianism. Is that it? I always fuck up that word. Insecure Film says, Stephen King forgot or before we're all fucked. Skywalker DFS says, for Krista, I'm a man who will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. We'll live in forever knowing together that we did it all for the glory of love. Let me check out Hayden Wayne's timeline really quickly here. And then I'm going to have to, I got to figure out what the plan is if I need to go get anybody or anything like that. So, all right, here we go. God damn it. Don't mess up on me, Twitter. Right here. This is the perfect representation of government help. Holy crap. I'm going to mute. This afternoon, an unmarked military-style helo flies into a local distribution area. We had a meeting with all parties involved at the site and established it is a no-fly zone. They flew in and hovered around for a bit, looking like they wanted to land despite our signals telling them no. I'm going to keep it muted. They dipped down and performed a roto wash, which seemed deliberate, then flew off, destroying a lot of the staging area and harming the people directly below them in the staging area. I was conducting K9 security sweep across the parking lot. The fuck is happening, man? Democrats. Like, do you think this would be happening in the state of Florida? No. This helo was unmarked, and we were able to zoom in and see masked persons. Local PD came in. We've been trying to find their track their flight info and find out who they are and where they flew in from, but nothing. They're ghosts. 40 minutes prior to this, 2 unmarked black SUVs running blue lights rolled in, circled around, and immediately left. They were not local law enforcement and not anyone we have been affiliated with. They could clearly see the supply setup, blue tents, etc. Just destroying shit. Unbelievable. Vote for Trump so we can get these people the hell out of there and hold people accountable. That's what it comes down to right there. Over everything. You want this man? We want Elon Musk in charge of Doge so we can cut the government down, drop all these lists. Vote Trump. That's all I can say about it. That's all you can do is vote Trump. Eric K says before that helicopter, 2 minutes before that was in there. That was in there. Holy crap. That is crazy. That is crazy. All right. So we're going to end it. Thank you guys. This was an awesome stream. Shout out to people on Kick. Shout out to people on Twitter, on Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. All of you. Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. If, depending on the hurricane, and again, it's not going to have any effect on me, but I might be trying to assist some people. So we'll see. Let's see. Jeremy, listen to Jess and stop butchering Eiffel 65. There's no song that I'm going to read the lyrics to that I'm going to do justice to it. By the way, Gary loves Green Day. Make sure you send him Time of Your Life lyrics. He loves Green Day. Send him some Basket Case. All right? Go ahead. Send him some American Idiot. Go ahead. He'll love it. 21 Guns. Gary loves 21 Guns. Loves it. I can't wait to hear Gary singing the Time of Your Life lyrics. Holy shit. It's something unpredictable within the And who else? I guarantee. Now I've never heard Gary say this, but I guarantee you he's a huge fan of the band Good Charlotte, okay? And he loves the song The Anthem, all right? So please send him lyrics to Good Charlotte, the anthem, okay? He loves Good Charlotte, okay? He loves Good Charlotte. Oh, man. He's a big fan of Good Charlotte, all right? All right, guys, we're gonna call it there. Polish Princess Jeremy, when will Taylor Swift be making an appearance on Call Her Daddy? I know. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Really appreciate it. I will be covering the hurricane, but again, like I said, I'll see. I got to do some research and see what all the updated paths are and everything like that. So I appreciate all of you. Have a great evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. If I can find my ending screen. All right. Bye, everyone. That's true. Gary also huge Nickelback fan. Loves We All Want to Be Big Rock Stars. So make sure you send him those lyrics right there. Bye, everyone.